This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him, or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 1. We're planning a wedding. Ever since she was a little girl, Judy and her sister Teresa had fantasized about their dream weddings and future lives. In her fantasy, she is the it girl, the girl other girls fantasized about being, and the girl all men wanted. There was no denying she was beautiful, with her platinum blonde hair and the body of a Victoria's Secret model. In that same fantasy, she had the best of everything that life had to offer. She effortlessly wakes up every morning welcoming the morning sun's golden glow shining on her face. Getting dolled up in the latest fashions, she steps into the world, ready to leave people starstruck and in amazement from her presence. Getting married was more important to her than just the wedding alone, because more than anything, Judy longed for a perfect family. She wanted to bring to her future what she lacked in her past. Her biological father was an alcoholic who abandoned their family when she and her older sister Teresa were only toddlers. She never really understood why he chose alcohol over them. When she was a little girl, she would cry about him not being there because she thought she had personally done something to make her dad leave. But she was over that sentiment by the time her 5th birthday rolled around. She realized that she wasn't responsible for her deadbeat dad's negligence and his careless ways. If he didn't want to be there with her and Teresa, it was pretty much his loss. She had never really known the love of a father before she met her stepdad, Robin. Mr. Robin Davis came into her life when she was just 6 years old. Robin adopted both Judy and Teresa and gave them their last name of Davis after marrying their mother. Seeing how happy Robin made her mom, she finally realized what marriage was all about. She saw how well he treated her mom and wanted her future to be just like theirs. She adored the way he loved her and Teresa. He was more of a father to them than their real dad ever was. They would sometimes get funny looks when they went out as a family. Early on, she couldn't understand why, but later on realized it was because he was black while she, her mom, and sister were white. However, Judy appreciated the diversity between their two cultures. Her stepdad taught her all about music and cooking as he and Judy loved to do both things. They would make large Sunday dinners while listening to the latest R&B music on the radio. Every Sunday morning, she and her sister were awakened by the loud music and the sound of her stepdad dancing and singing while helping to clean their house. Her mom helped while preparing Sunday dinner. Just thinking about those delicious smells and the music would make her smile. Judy Davis has always been the kind of girl that appreciated the finer things in life. She had always desired designer clothes, beautiful homes, and exotic vacations. She was a girly girl and proud of it, hence believed that she had the right to live the good life. She tried to take every opportunity that life had to offer. Her only misfortune was that at times she lacked the follow-through as well as the financial means to reach her goal to be rich. It was this kind of optimistic attitude and low willingness to just go for it that made her so alluring. On the plus side, she has a bubbly personality and possesses the ability to charm the pants of anyone in 10 seconds flat. Usually, she normally just goes with the flow or just agrees with her peers rather than to cause any problems. But there was just one minor snag that was preventing her from living out her fantasy to the fullest. The reality is that she works as a hairdresser in a salon and can barely afford her daily bus ride to work or to take an occasional girls' trip with her co-workers without draining her savings account. Still, Judy never let that bring her down or deter her from trying. Her friends called her the budget queen, because she always managed to look expensive regardless of the price of her clothes or the price of her shoes. She was proud of having mastered the art of making clothes from the clearance department stores look fabulous. This morning, Judy woke up with a smile on her face, feeling as if she had slept on a bed of angelic clouds. Completing her morning routine, which included doing a little yoga, she dressed quickly, grabbed a mocha latte from her favorite corner store on her way to the hair salon. Then she headed to work. For some reason, she felt a little different today. It felt like her life was finally coming together because she had met the man of her dreams. What's more, he had proposed. And she said yes! Judy's dream of getting married was finally coming true. In fact, she and her sister had put together a scrapbook that they had meticulously maintained ever since they were young girls. This they called their dream book. Inside, they had carefully curated every detail of their perfect wedding. Judy envisioned her dream dress along with the perfect venue. It detailed everything that she wanted her special day to be. In her mind, she had it all covered. All that was missing was her Prince Charming. Now he had finally come along to complete the picture. Her dream was about to become reality. Judy's Prince Charming was Lucas Woods. He was the owner of a small print shop. They had been in a serious relationship for about 4 years. He would do anything in his power to please Judy. This was because it was Judy that believed in him when he was battling his demons from the past. The commitment Judy showed him was never lost to Lucas. To him, she was his everything. He felt she had shown him the meaning, for better or for worse, without even having a ring. So he vowed to forever love her. The night before, Lucas had all of Judy's co-workers help him with surprising her with a marriage proposal. They, too, loved him just as much as she did. When it was time, all the staff yelled for Judy to leave her workstation and come to the break room as if it were an emergency. She quickly stopped what she was doing to see what was going on. Once there, Judy saw the entire room filled with flowers and balloons. There was Lucas in the middle of the room on one knee. Judy could hear soft music playing in the background as all her co-workers looked with tears in their eyes. It was like a movie or something. Judy paused in the doorway in disbelief, searching for strength to keep herself from fainting from all the excitement and joy that fluttered her heart. Lucas asked for her hand in marriage, and Judy quickly said, yes. On her way to work, Judy turned the radio on full blast as one of her favorite songs came on. She indeed was in a great mood as she walked into her salon. She spent the first half of her day in a reverie. Her mind was full of wedding dresses and possible venues as she blow-dried her last client's hair before lunch. She was looking forward to her lunch break because she desperately needed a good session with her girls.
Hey girl, you almost done?
Hannah Lee, Judy's co-worker, asked her as Judy was doing the final setting on her client's hair. Hannah Lee was sexy, curvy, and petite. She had dark almond eyes and straight, shiny raven-like hair all the way down to her waist. She worked as a nail technician in Judy's salon and was always a hit with clients because of her funny personality and tendency to make off-the-cuff remarks that were so hilarious. She was the one that always left her clients in stitches. They always returned for more.
She is here!
Holly Raymond announced as she waltzed into the salon wearing a form-fitting orange dress with matching sunglasses.
Yes, I am.
Judy cried with excitement, dropping her hairbrush on her station as her client walked out of her salon. Holly was her best friend from beauty college. She was short and voluptuous, with walnut brown skin and beautiful brown eyes. She was wearing her hair short that day, and it looked great on her. Judy loved Holly with all her heart and would never have made it through beauty college without her support. She was truly her partner in crime.
All right then, let's get this party started.
Maria Diaz chimed in. Maria worked with Judy in the salon as a hairstylist as well. Judy had instantly been drawn to her bubbly personality. She had the most beautiful light brown skin Judy had ever seen. Maria had cute freckles smattered across her face. She also had a thick crop of curly black hair with deep green eyes. Maria was one of those girls who always knew how beautiful she was. Men were always asking her out, but she never took any of them seriously. She knew that she was more than just a pretty face, and that the ones that attempted to date her could not match her intellect. Judy clapped her hands together to address her friends.
All right, ladies, we have a serious wedding to plan. And besides that, I want it to be a wedding worthy of the wedding challenge.
Judy told everyone.
The wedding challenge?
Hannah Lee gasped.
Are you planning on getting on the show?
Maria asked Judy as she squealed with excitement. The wedding challenge was the girls' favorite show. They binge-watched it together every weekend. It was a reality show where couples compete to plan the best wedding. It gets competitive, as most reality shows do. This show was full of thrills, twists, and family drama. The Bridezillas, as they call them on the show, are the most fun to watch, especially when the brides morph into demons over the tiniest snags or imperfections in their perfect wedding plans. Judy's favorite was the bride who threw a shoe at her makeup artist when she didn't like her makeup for the wedding.
Yes, girl.
Judy declared.
I want to show those amateurs how it's done. I'm going to show them how to plan an extravagant wedding, even on a tight budget, and throw the best damn wedding reception that could ever be on the show.
That's the spirit?
Holly said.
We can have a champagne wedding if we combine all of our resources together as one.
Judy agreed.
There's nothing we can't do.
The girls all smiled in agreement.
Okay, ladies, let's get serious now.
Judy said.
We have a lot of stuff to do before the wedding, and I still need to figure out who I need to invite, where the venue's going to be, and how am I ever going to manage to get enough food to feed all them greedy-ass guests for the cocktail hour and the reception.
Hannah Lee shrugged, saying,
Girl, you know we got you. I still have some of my steamy left, and we all have our EBT cards, remember? Just plan your wedding close to the first.
They all started laughing.
I'm serious.
Hannah Lee says earnestly.
My girl even has a BJ's wholesale membership, so we can get all the food for your wedding that you will ever need. I mean it. Plan it close to the first of the month, or you will be asked out.
Hannah Lee declares as she high-fives Maria.
Our cards are lit.
Maria adds.
Let's cash them out.
They simultaneously make a swiping motion.
Yes.
Holly said jokingly.
I love BJ's. I meant BJ's the store.
She laughs with them.
They had all that fancy shit like Italian cheese plates and all the bougie appetizers that they serve at the rich people's weddings.
Holly told everyone.
Oh yes, you know how much we love cheeses.
Judy smirks and looks at Holly.
I should know. Don't my mama eat a buttload of cheese?
Holly laughed at her own sarcasm and the girls followed suit.
You're right.
Judy replied, sighing.
But remember, this wedding must be worthy of the wedding challenge. Every freaking wedding on the show has a selection of beef, chicken, and seafood. So let's try to get the most expensive food choices that our EBT cards can handle. Now, how much do we got on our cards?
Maria says.
I got about $350 and $150 on my debit card. Hannah, what about you? I have about $525.
Hannah replied.
I have $450.
Added Holly.
And I have $300 on mine.
Judy said.
Shit, that adds up to $2,050 for the wedding. That should be more than enough for 100 people, right?
Oh, hell yes.
Maria declared, high-fiving Judy over the table.
Wait,
Maria said.
do you even know 100 people?
That sounds great and all, but who the hell is going to cook all the damn food? Most of you guys can't cook.
Holly asked, laughing.
And not everybody eats soul food, Judy.
The girls fall into fits of laughter, remembering Judy's disastrous attempt to cook for them once she forgot not everyone eats spicy soul food.
Hey, you know I could cook. I just forgot you guys don't season or fry your food.
Judy teased, laughing.
But I sure ain't cooking for my own wedding. However, I do promise that whoever helps with cooking gets to be a bridesmaid at my wedding.
Judy announced to all her friends.
Well, since I'm the maid of honor, I guess that excludes me, right?
Holly teased playfully. Judy swatted her arm playfully, saying.
Hey, you know that position has not been decided yet.
Holly looked wounded, so Judy relented, quickly adding.
I'm just messing. There's no way I'm gonna leave these ladies with all the food unsupervised. We'd be serving tacos and rice cakes if it was left up to them,
Judy said. The girls laughed in agreement. Judy, meanwhile, was making a verbal checklist.
Food is done. Let's talk about the most important part of the wedding. My wedding dress.
Judy blurted out.
I mean, our dresses for the wedding.
Judy quickly corrected herself. Maria nodded.
You know I'm going to murder you if you force us to wear hideous taffeta bridesmaid dresses, right?
Maria said threateningly. Judy gasped, pretending to be offended.
How dare you question my superior aesthetic?
They all giggled, knowing how far-fetched this notion was.
Rest assured, you will be looking glam and fabulous. I already have some dresses in mind, but we need to come up with the funds first. Who has some ideas or special talents that can get us that money?
Judy asked in earnest.
Ladies, let's do a car wash.
Holly exclaimed, her eyes glimmering with excitement.
We can use the gentleman's club. The owner, Tim, is my son's uncle, and he'll definitely let us use his parking lot this weekend.
Holly looked proud of her idea. Hannah smiled.
I like it. How much are we charging? And more importantly, what are we wearing?
Maria was the first to speak up.
Daisy Dukes and bikini tops, duh.
Maria smirked wickedly.
I don't mind doing something strange for a little extra change.
Hell yes!
Holly declared.
We'll get all the money you need for our dream wedding dresses. 4 hot girls washing dirty people's cars. We won't just make it rain. We'll cause a torrential downpour of cold, hard cash. Tsunami-like.
Holly did a victory dance as she spoke. Judy smiled a big smile.
Then it's settled. Ladies, Operation Sexy Car Wash for sexy wedding dresses is a go. Wear your tiniest shorts with your tiniest tops. Let's see if we can make enough money to make this wedding a winner of the wedding challenge.
As her friends chattered excitedly, Judy couldn't help but feel blessed. Everything was coming up roses. She hoped her sister Teresa was having a great day as well. She couldn't wait to call her. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. Time goes by so fast, I wonder if she'll remember him as she grows older without him. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 2, My Day, My Way. Teresa Davis is a paradox of a woman, a beautiful brunette with an hourglass silhouette-like body. Well-liked and brainy. She's a highly educated medical professional who works long hours as a specialized trauma unit nurse. She appears to be every bit as elegant as her impressive profile would imply. That is, until she opens her mouth. People are always shell-shocked when they hear Teresa speak for the first time. Then they laugh. Urban to the core, Teresa is every bit as down-to-earth as her sister likes luxury. She knows what she wants and isn't ashamed of her choices. She's persistent, resourceful, and hardworking. Whatever Teresa wants, Teresa gets. Even though she is bold and blunt, it somehow comes off as endearing instead of abrasive, giving Teresa her own unique brand of charm. Judy and Teresa are different as two sisters can possibly be, but both love each other and enjoy spending time in each other's company. Teresa, who recently became aware of her sister's wedding engagement, also fantasized about her wedding day as well. It also just so happened that they both got asked for their hand in marriage the same week. Her sister always fantasized about being a princess for her big day, wearing a white traditional ball gown at a fancy venue for her large wedding. She made her portion of the wedding scrapbook as kids to look like a wedding of the royals. A traditional wedding was the last thing Teresa wanted. She wanted her wedding to be a blast, a fun, raucous party with all her favorite people drinking, dancing, having a blast with each other. Her plans for her big day were a bit unconventional, but they suited her perfectly, and no one was going to convince her to change a thing. Not even her future mother-in-law, Mary Boyd, whose vision for her big day seemed to coincide more with Judy rather than Teresa. Teresa's wedding proposal was just as surprising as her sister's. Her boyfriend Victor Boyd went the traditional route by getting her stepfather's approval to marry her before he proposed. Victor's family was wealthy and believed in traditional values. Both his parents were lawyers, and he continued that tradition. His law firm, Boyd Crest and Associates, was well known and respected in the community. On the day of her engagement, Teresa and Victor were volunteering to help kids obtain their school supplies before the start of the school year. The two met during a volunteer event 2 years earlier. Victor was intrigued by her beauty and her raw attitude. He never encountered a woman like her before and made it a point to pursue her during the event. As for the wedding proposal, Victor had the kids present her with a special award plaque for donating her time to help the back-to-school volunteer event. She was surprised to get a gift from the kids, but was more shocked to read the words on the plaque. As she started to read the plaque out loud to everyone, tears began to fall from her eyes. She continued to read the words, "To Teresa Davis, will you do me the honor of being my wife?" Victor immediately dropped to one knee and presented her with the biggest diamond ring anyone there had ever seen before. Teresa could no longer hold the plaque as she immediately said yes and allowed him to place the ring on her finger. The crowd of kids and volunteers all had sacks of confetti hidden in their pockets that they broke open and spilled in the air to celebrate her decision. They all then started to cheer and clap for the couple, and just like her sister Teresa, she had found her Prince Charming. Today, Teresa sighed as she tried to focus on what her mother-in-law was saying to her at the other end of the telephone. She had to meet her mother-in-law, Mary, later to discuss the wedding plans. Teresa was doing her best to include her for the sake of her fiancé and her future in their family. Teresa's fiancé, Victor Boyd, was the love of her life. She had been in love before, but had never felt for anyone else like she felt for him ever in her life. Every other relationship in her life before meeting Victor felt trivial and incomplete. So, it was for Victor's sake that Teresa was trying to have a civil conversation with her mother-in-law. Mary Boyd was a refined, older woman with rich taste and plenty of connections. Teresa hoped she wouldn't disappoint her too much before her big day. Teresa was a bit anxious at first because she wasn't sure Victor's family would accept her. After all, she was white and they were black. They weren't too happy about this at first, but she quickly realized that it had little to do with her race. Mary just didn't approve of Teresa's ghetto attitude and had begrudgingly accepted her because she realized her son was crazy about her. Mary's taste was a little too opulent and grand for Teresa's comfort, but if she was willing to compromise for Teresa, Teresa would compromise for her. It was almost time for her to get ready to meet her for lunch. She chose a nice pencil skirt with a white designer top to look classy for her future mother-in-law. Even though Teresa usually liked to dress more casually when she was not in scrubs, she thought that Mary would appreciate her sartorial efforts. Teresa was waiting at the corner booth of the upscale Italian bistro Mary had chosen for lunch when she finally appeared, a cloud of expensive perfume wafting in with her. Mary Boyd was wearing an elegant lilac cardigan with a matching skirt that really complemented her chocolate brown complexion. She wore a short, sleek bob weave that accentuated her sharp cheekbones, and her skin was remarkably smooth for her age. She was curvy, but no one would ever call her fat. She exuded an aura of strength and quiet dignity, a quality that her fiancé Victor possessed as well. "Hello, Teresa. How nice to finally see you again," Mary said stiffly, the kiss she planted on Teresa's cheek purely perfunctory.
Hey, future mother-in-law-to-be, you're looking senior sexy,
Teresa exclaimed. Mary grimaced as she sat down in her seat, not appreciating Teresa's comment about her age or appearance. Teresa could almost read her mind from her expression, which plainly said she wished her son was marrying someone classier than she was. Teresa quickly disregarded her expression, took a deep breath, and smiled at her. "Miss Teresa, we have a lot to discuss regarding the wedding," Mary said wryly. "As you are marrying my precious baby boy, I expect the wedding will be an elegant affair. I would like to hear what you have in mind. I was thinking that you may appreciate some of my experience and choices for your affair." She pursed her lips and looked at Teresa pointedly. Never one to falter away from a challenge, Teresa looked her dead in her eyes and said,
Well, Victor must have told you that I'm not really interested in a traditional wedding venue or fancy food. I just want everyone to have fun at the reception. So that is my focus. Oh, and my custom-made peach wedding dress, of course. It's so fly. I mean, beautiful.
Mary looked like someone had pulled a chair from out underneath her. "Peach dress!" she gasped, horrified. She took a sip of her Chardonnay to pull herself together. "Darling, peach is just so not bridal," she said cajolingly. "I thought we could have a beautiful indoor wedding instead. Maybe in a grand cathedral or any historical place. We could cater the wedding for, say, about $20,000. Just imagine. It would be a wedding experience for the ages." Mary paused and looked at Teresa snobbishly. "Only then will it be a wedding worthy of my son." Another woman might have caved under the intense pressure of Mary's icy gaze. But Teresa stood her ground. Instead of being rude, she just smiled sweetly at her and said,
That sounds nice, Mary. But let me remind you, it is my wedding, and your son will do what makes me happy. So let me tell you what makes me happy.
Teresa said as politely as she could, tapping her nails on the table.
We're going to have my wedding at a public park. Don't worry. It's going to be on the rich side of town. Best part is it's not going to cost me anything. I just need to call the Park and Recreations Department for the city to reserve a gazebo 2 months in advance, and I'll be good,
Teresa declared confidently. Mary turned pale at the suggestion. "A public park?" she said as if Teresa had suggested getting married in the sewers.
And let me tell you about the food.
Teresa continued, pretending she had not heard her remark.
We're going to get catering from Popeye's Chicken. It's delicious, and it can easily feed 100 guests for only $500. There is no way on earth I'm showing out thousands of dollars just to rent some fancy building or buy expensive food for a bunch of random people. This day is supposed to be happy for me and my husband-to-be. That's it. It's not supposed to be an expensive show to impress everybody.
Mary sighed and tried once again to talk sense into her. "Teresa, you are a highly educated woman. Surely you will have more class than to have a wedding in a public park catered by Popeye's Chicken. That is so inappropriate." Mary could see her visions of a grand wedding slipping away before her eyes, being replaced with a nightmare of full touristy park goers and fried chicken. Mary shook off the exasperation in her voice and said graciously, "Look, if this is about the money, don't worry. I'll pay for everything. You don't have to use your own money. I mean, just think about it. What will people say? Don't you care about that?"
Nope.
Teresa flat out refused.
To be frank, Mary, I couldn't care less about what you or anybody else says about my wedding. Besides, isn't it tradition for the bride's family to pay for the wedding? I really don't want you reminding me years from now about how much you paid for my wedding. I won't have you holding that over me.
Sensing the energy in the room suddenly grew tenser, Teresa smiled to show Mary she didn't hate her.
Besides, who doesn't love Popeye's chicken? Let me tell you something, Mrs. Boyd. People have been talking shit about me for years. I'm sorry, but I'm not spending thousands of dollars on food and a venue for them. I'll be spending my money where I want, on entertainment for my guests and my one-of-a-kind wedding dress. Thank you.
Mary sighed, realizing that she had finally lost. She decided that her only option was to concede gracefully because despite everything, she was a lady and had to show more class than her crass daughter-in-law. "Very well," Mary said magnanimously. "It is your wedding day after all, my dear. Just remember that it is my son's wedding too. I just thought you wouldn't want to embarrass him, that is all. But in the end, it is your wedding day, so it's your decision to make." Teresa silently cheered in her mind, knowing that she had won.
Oh, don't worry about your son. He likes what I like, and what makes me happy will make him happy. Trust me.
"I guess I'll have to trust you now, won't I?" Mary said. "I just hope that for both of our sakes that you're making the right decision." With that, she picked up her designer bag off the chair and waltzed out the restaurant, leaving only a trace of perfume behind. Teresa left the restaurant feeling victorious. She knew that her mother-in-law-to-be didn't exactly approve of her ways, but she hoped that she at least got her respect for sticking to her guns. Something told her, though, that this was wishful thinking on her part. Still, it really didn't matter. Teresa was over the moon about the prospect of her wedding. People always assumed that Teresa was the more practical sister due to her chosen profession, and she was at least compared to Judy. However, that didn't mean Teresa didn't spend long hours of daydreaming about her big day. While Judy wanted a lavish wedding, all Teresa cared about was the reception and her dress. Who cares about a boring wedding ceremony where all you do is stare at the couple as they read their vows to each other? The real fun starts at the reception, or the after party, as Teresa would like to call it. That is when the people get a chance to let their hair down with their friends and family, dance and drink, and celebrate life and love. That is what was so important to Teresa. She didn't want a cold, impersonal ceremony with several hundred gawking acquaintances. She wanted laughter and festivity surrounded by her closest family and friends, having the wildest, most fun party they could ever dream of. Victor would understand, Teresa thought warmly. Victor did understand. This is why he was marrying her. He accepted her for who she was and gladly went along with her unorthodox plans and ideas. Smiling widely, Teresa hopped in her car and drove home, replaying the to-do list for her wedding in her mind. She had a lot of work to do to arrange everything for her big day, but that will have to wait until the next day. The meeting with Mary had drained her. All she wanted at that point was to go home and unwind. She thought she would give Judy a call to catch up. It had been a while since they had a conversation.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us, so be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 3. He's the One. Teresa reached home and tossed her keys on the desk. She was exhausted after her verbal tennis match with Mary, and now she seriously needed to unwind. She let her hair out of the elastic headband, and it fell in soft waves around her face. She ran her fingers through her scalp, massaging her head. Ripping off her uncomfortable clothes, she changed into her favorite oversized t-shirt and pajama shorts and plopped onto her couch with a bag of chips. Grabbing her phone, she video called Judy because she really wanted to vent about her crazy day. She was not surprised to find Judy in a bathtub, surrounded by scented candles and drinking a glass of rosé wine. Trust Judy to always want to look and feel glamorous, even when she's by herself. She had used the glitter bath bomb in the tub, so even her bath water was pink, glittery, and bubbly.
Hey sis,
Judy exclaimed happily.
how you been?
Judy asked.
I'm good.
Teresa replied.
I see you're still enjoying the finer things in life.
Teresa said teasingly.
Hey, we all need to do what makes us feel good. Plus, I felt like I deserved a little me time after the crazy day I had today.
Judy replied.
Oh, you too, huh?
Teresa sighed sympathetically.
Why, what happened?
You tell me first.
Judy said.
Seems like you've had quite the day as well.
Yes, girl. I met the mother-in-law to be today.
Teresa told her.
Ooh,
Judy giggled.
how did it go? How was she?
Judy asked curiously.
Kind of like a fire-breathing Australian dragon that morphs into the form of an elegant old lady.
Teresa giggled.
She wasn't too happy with my wedding plans initially, but eventually she realized she wouldn't be able to convince me to change my mind. So she gave up before she got too worked up about the situation.
Judy laughed.
That's my sis. Always the best at getting her own way.
I mean, if I can't get my own way at my own wedding, then when can I get it?
Teresa asked.
You've got a point there, girl.
Judy replied.
So, what did you guys decide in the end? Assuming you didn't decide on a typical church wedding.
Shit, yes. Who do you think you're talking to?
Teresa said with a mock indignation.
My wedding will be a fabulous affair held at the park, where we used to go as kids.
Judy nodded.
I kind of knew that was coming. You've always loved that park. I remember you drew a picture of it in the 10th grade and put it in our scrapbook. It was terribly drawn too. It was a good idea back then.
Judy reminisced.
Right?
Teresa said.
It has so much more significance than any boring historical site or church.
Judy nodded in agreement.
So, what about the food?
Judy asked.
Are you getting it catered?
Well, yes.
Teresa grinned mischievously.
From Popeye's Chicken.
Judy almost dropped her glass in shock and then burst into a fit of hysterical laughter, and Teresa couldn't help but join in.
Popeye's chicken?
Judy wheezed, washing off her tears of laughter with sudsy hand.
That is textbook, Teresa. Oh, I love it, and I love you.
She stopped laughing and looked sad suddenly.
What happened, girl?
Teresa asked, concerned.
Oh, it's just that I'm sad that I won't be able to attend your wedding.
Judy replied sadly.
I really want to. It sounds like so much fun. But my stupid boss had already booked us for this hair show out of town months in advance. I can't back out. Otherwise, she'll probably fire my ass.
I know.
Teresa sighed.
I really wanted you to be there. And I'm sorry, I can't be at your wedding either. By the time your wedding date rolls around, I would already be on my honeymoon.
Well,
Judy splashed the water playfully.
I guess I could forgive you if you buy me a fabulous wedding gift.
Teresa smiled.
Oh, of course, girl. I'll send you the perfect gift on your wedding day before I leave for the sandy beaches of Jamaica.
That's more like it.
Judy cheered.
Look at us, sis. We're both getting married to the men of our dreams. How did we ever get so lucky?
I know.
Teresa replied.
Let me ask you a question, though. How did you know Lucas was the one? You could have had any man you wanted. How did you settle on him?
Judy's face lit up. She loved talking about Lucas.
You know how people say you get a moment of clarity when the truth just stares you in the face and you know if you made the right decision? There was this one specific moment that I realized Lucas was the one for me. I'll tell you what it was. Do you remember when Lucas and I had a small upstairs apartment?
She asked.
It was perfect for a young couple.
Teresa nodded.
Yes, I do. It was pretty small, but you kept it cute. Sometimes less is more, okay?
Judy laughed.
Well, to be honest, that apartment was pretty crappy, but we loved it. We were on our own for the first time either of us had ever lived with someone else besides our parents. We felt free and we were so in love, so the size and the state of the apartment really didn't matter. Plus, it was cheap. I was still in school and on a budget.
Teresa smiled.
I know what you mean. I remember how excited you were when you first moved in with him.
Yes,
Judy said.
What you don't know was that the plumbing in that apartment was absolutely horrible. Our bathroom had so many issues. The shower water was always running cold, and the toilet kept on breaking.
Oh no,
Teresa giggled.
Oh, yes.
Judy said dramatically.
So, the one time the plumbing in the bathroom was broken again, and the repairman said he wouldn't be able to make it until the next morning, Lucas went to work in the morning, and I totally forgot the toilet had broken. We only had one car, and I couldn't leave the apartment.
You didn't.
Teresa laughed.
Yes, I did.
Judy insisted.
You know how I normally pop laxatives to keep my high school body right and tight. Everything was going totally fine right about till 9 a.m. I was getting ready for my beautician class when suddenly my stomach started rumbling. I mean, it started grumbling crazy out of nowhere. I ran to the bathroom and was just about to use it when it dawned on me. That toilet was broken.
Oh God.
Teresa was shaking with suppressed laughter.
Then what?
She asked.
Well, I couldn't hold it in. Shit, I'd taken laxatives. I had to go really bad. So I started looking around for anything I could take a shit in.
You're joking.
Teresa exclaimed.
What the actual fuck, Judy? What did you do? Where did you shit, girl?
Judy giggled.
I'm about to tell you. So the weekend before this debacle, I was babysitting my friend's 2-year-old toddler, and she left the baby's potty in my apartment.
No. Tell me you didn't.
Teresa gasped, horrified and amused at the same time.
Girl, that potty was the only thing I could find in a hurry. It seemed like the golden throne to me in an intense moment. I wasn't going to use a pot that I cook in. This was my only option. I took the biggest shit I've ever had in my life. I was literally pissing out my ass, and it wouldn't stop. I was afraid the plastic bowl of that potty would start overflowing. I almost cried.
Teresa had lapsed into a hysterical fit of laughter. Only her crazy sister could do something like this, and then tell a tale so dramatically.
Girl, that's crazy. You're crazy. But I guess you did what you had to do.
She couldn't stop laughing.
I'm not done though.
Judy chortled.
So obviously, I had stunk up the place. It smelled so bad. I had to hold my breath. I had to find a place to dump all that shit, and the toilet was not an option. I was desperate because I knew I had to leave soon. So, I did the only thing that came to my mind at the time. I grabbed a large storage freezer bag from the cabinet and poured the shit in that. Then, I cleaned out the baby's potty. I was running late for class, so I rushed to get dressed and do my hair. In the meantime, I put the freezer bag full of shit in the kitchen trash.
Yuck.
Teresa grimaced.
Yuck is one word for it.
Judy replied.
I was rushing to get ready. My dumbass totally forgot I left the freezer bag full of shit in the kitchen trash. I meant to take it out on my way to class and throw it in a large dumpster outside the parking lot. But fuck it. I was already late for class, so I had no time to head back. I barely made it to the bus to get to class on time that day.
Teresa laughed.
That was one hell of a story. But I'm confused. What does that have to do with why Lucas is the one?
Judy laughed.
I'm getting to that.
She turned the hot water tap on and added some more bubbles to her bath.
Now, remember it was summer at the time, and cheap-ass Lucas never left the air conditioning on while we weren't home. So by the time he got home from work, the apartment was hot and stuffy. He told me the whole place smelled like shit, but he had no idea where the smell was coming from. He thought I had been stupid enough to use the broken toilet that was the source of the smell. However, he looked in the toilet and saw that it was clean. Next, he checked every room in the apartment, trying to find the smell of shit. He found no sign of it anywhere, so he gave up and decided to grab a soda out the refrigerator. After he drank his soda, he opened the kitchen trash can to throw away his can and noticed a freezer bag full of what he thought was brown gravy. Oh, how wrong he was.
Judy busted into laughter.
He then made the mistake of picking the bag, which is when he noticed that it was still warm. And then his eye caught what appeared to be corn in the bag. To his horror, he realized that he was holding a bag full of shit.
Both Judy and Teresa burst into fits of laughter.
Oh, he was mad as hell too.
Judy cackled, splashing bathwater all around her.
Oh my God. Shit just got real. Literally.
Teresa choked on her wine, spitting it out.
Then what happened?
Well, he told me by that time he reached the dumpster in the parking lot, his anger turned from rage into uncontrollable laughter. By the time he called me, he was in tears laughing.
What did he say?
Teresa asked curiously.
He was like, "So, did someone take a shit in the freezer bag today?"
Judy laughed.
I tried my best to deny it. I said, "Who the hell would do that?" Lucas couldn't stop laughing. "I found your nasty ass shit in the freezer bag in the trash can." "What, did you forget the toilet had broken?"
Judy mimicked his voice.
Girl, I was cornered. So embarrassed. I had to tell him the truth. I told him every detail of the entire sordid situation. How I had to use the baby's potty and empty it in the freezer bag. He asked me why I didn't just dump the bag outside. So I told him I was late for class.
Judy smiled.
He didn't judge me though.
She said affectionately.
He just kept laughing and said that even though I wasn't perfect, I was perfect for him. That's when I knew he was the one. Any other man that found a bag full of shit would have dumped me for that shit. But not my Lucas.
Judy said proudly.
That motherfucker is freaky.
Okay, you proved your point.
Teresa conceded.
Lucas is perfect for you. Now even I can see that. But damn, girl, I forgot to ask you how your wedding plans are going.
Well, I'll tell you later, sis. I need to get out this bath before my coochie lips turn into one big prune.
Judy pouted dramatically. Teresa laughed.
I also want to know all the details about how you know Victor was the one.
Judy told her insistently. Teresa smiled at the mention of Victor's name.
Fine. You get out your bath, I'll call you later, and I'll tell you all about it.
Teresa promised her sister.
Love you, sis.
Judy said and hung up. Teresa was still laughing, thinking about Judy's shitty love story. Her own story was equally interesting, and she couldn't wait to tell Judy all about it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. Time goes by so fast, I wonder if she'll remember him as she grows older without him. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 4. With a little help from my friends.
Woo, girls, that was a trip.
Judy exclaimed, dropping a bunch of grocery bags on the countertop of her apartment.
I know.
Holly groaned, kicking off her heels and sinking into Judy's couch.
I'm exhausted.
The girls had been on a shopping spree all morning, going around different wholesale stores with their EBT cards, BOGO coupons, and discount apps. They saved up their collected tip money to buy just about all the food they needed for Judy's cocktail and reception.
Did we get everything?
Hannah Lee asked, peering into the grocery bags.
I think so.
Maria said.
What do you think, Judy?
Let's see. Ladies, come on, place all the food on the counter.
Judy said.
We need to organize everything into cocktail or reception categories. I hope no one picked up anything nasty. Everything needs to look absolutely fabulous on my wedding day.
The girls reluctantly get up and start arranging the food.
No rest for the cute ones, huh?
Maria sighed.
It's okay. We'll do it for you, Judy.
Judy laughed.
Thanks, girls. Now chop chop.
The ladies emptied all their shopping bags and started dividing all the food items into two groups. Judy walked around the counter inspecting each item and listing them down on a notepad. She needed to make sure that everything was perfect and that the food selection was worthy of her favorite television show, The Wedding Challenge.
Girl, I bought 10 of each of the following items with my ABT card.
Holly laughed, proudly pointing out her purchases.
Just look at all this good stuff. We got Italian cheese plates, Stromboli crispy bites, toasted ravioli, Southwestern chicken nacho bites, and I even picked up spinach and artichoke bites just to keep things elegant.
That's not all, though. We also picked up some mini quiches and puff pastries.
Maria added.
Nobody on that damn TV show has ever had this much shit for the cocktail portion of any wedding. We're winning for sure.
She high-fived Hannah Lee gleefully.
That's just for the cocktail, though.
Holly quickly said.
We also got a bunch of stuff for your reception.
Judy smiled.
What did you guys get? I didn't get a chance to see everything in the store.
She asked.
Well, we didn't have $500 left on our EBT cards, so we combined our remaining tip money and purchased 5 main dishes for your reception, girl.
Hannah Lee said.
We got 5 prime ribs because that's what the winners on the show always serve, along with some wild-caught salmon, frozen chicken breast, stuffed pork, and some bacon filet mignon.
Maria said with a flourish.
Now, who's fucking with that?
She added triumphantly. Judy was overwhelmed with gratitude. She couldn't believe her friends would go the extra mile for her like that. Holly wrapped her arm around Judy's neck and pulled Maria and Hannah in with them.
Now, Judy, who loves you the most?
She asked teasingly. Judy laughed.
We do, bitch!
All the girls exclaimed at the same time, laughing out loud.
Okay, let's get back to business.
Judy snapped her fingers together.
So, while you guys were getting that stuff, we bought 6 of the following items each with our cards.
Judy said, jotting down the items on her list.
I can't believe some were buy one get one free. We racked up. I also got macaroni and cheese, candy yams, pasta salads, bread rolls, only Hawaiian sweetbread because that's the best, along with some sweet iced tea, broccoli, and cheese.
Judy counted, sighing.
We still need to get more stuff though.
Judy told her friends earnestly.
We're going to have to use cash to get utensils, paper items, decorative plates, plus some serving trays and pans. Finally, we also need some edible items for the table centerpieces.
Sounds great!
Holly exclaimed.
We're so winning.
Judy and Holly said together. They sat back and surveyed the pile of food on the counter with satisfaction, assured that they will have enough food to cover the cocktail and reception portion of the wedding. Judy was exceptionally pleased with how elegant the spread was. They are maybe not rich, but her guests will be amazed by her standards. All the ladies knew how important this was for Judy, and all of them vowed that they would not let her down. Teresa was doing some wedding preparation of her own. After discussion with her mother-in-law, she was even more adamant to have her wedding at her favorite public park. She pulled up at the park and got out.
Mary has some nerve telling me where my wedding should be.
She muttered under her breath.
It's my damn wedding, and I want it to be here. Hey, at least it was in the rich and uppity part of town.
Teresa assured herself that should add some class to the event. Teresa walked down the flowery pathway of the public park in her favorite mall-purchased navy striped dress. She couldn't help but reminisce about all the great times she had spent at the park during her childhood years. Teresa and Judy used to come to this park all of the time when they were kids with their mom and stepdad. They used to walk the Riverstone walls, and her mom and Robin would sit on the grass as she and Judy ran past them, playing childhood games like Red Light, Green Light, and Mother May I. They became very good at playing these games and would demand to play them as soon as they stepped foot onto the park. It didn't matter if there were just the 4 of them or there were other kids that would join them. As she walked towards the gazebo, she realized that her future mother-in-law will never understand why this park was so important to her. Teresa was only a teenager when she had announced to her parents that she would get married in this park. It was a testament to her character that, true to her word, she was getting married here years later. The gazebo was beautiful, made of white carved wood with ivy wrought around its pillars. Teresa envisioned how it would look on her big day, decorated with fairy lights entwined with the ivy. It was perfect. Sitting on a bench inside the gazebo, she pulled out her phone and made the call.
Hello, is this the Department of Parks and Recreation?
She asked.
My name is Teresa Davis. I'm calling because I wanted to reserve a gazebo or a carousel at Bayview Farms Park for my wedding on the 12th of June. Would this be possible?
Yes, Miss Davis, we could do that for you.
The lady on the other end answered.
Great!
Teresa replied.
How much is the fee though?
You will be charged $160 plus tax.
The lady replied.
That's great! I'll take it!
Teresa said gleefully. After giving her the relevant details, the reservation was confirmed, and Teresa had booked her dream venue for her big day.
Oh, that was too easy.
Teresa said to herself, so pleased with herself. She was sure that this was a sign that she was doing the right thing and she had picked the right location. She was also pleased that she had overestimated the cost of booking the venue, so now she had some extra cash left over. Teresa thought she could use that cash to get some expensive-looking table and chair covers to shut her future mother-in-law up. Venue taken care of. Teresa now had to call Popeye's Chicken to figure out how much they would charge her to serve 100 guests at her wedding.
This is Popeye's Chicken, Louisiana's fast and finest. We don't have any spicy chicken right now. How may I help?
The employee on the other end of the line prattled on.
Damn, not even a simple hello first? How are you going to start off a call by saying you guys don't have any spicy chicken? Do you ever?
Teresa remarked sarcastically.
Anyway, I'm calling because I wanted to know your charges for catering a wedding for about 100 guests.
There was a pause on the other end of the line.
Ma'am, you want us to do what now?
The employee on the other end sniggered. Teresa could hear several other employees on the other end cracking up with laughter.
Again, I want to know how much it would cost me to have a wedding catered by Popeye's Chicken for about 100 people.
Teresa replied patiently.
Now, why in the hell would you want to get your wedding catered by Popeyes? Shit, I work here, and I wouldn't feed this chicken to my own family. And you want this for your wedding? Dang, you must be on a tight budget. What's the matter, girl? You can't afford to buy some real food for your wedding?
Teresa could hear the other employees cackling with laughter in the background.
What are you going to use to pay for this? Your EBT card?
The employee on the other line snickered. Up until this point, Teresa had tried her best to keep her level head, but she had finally lost her patience, and the Teresa she usually tries to keep under wraps was finally unleashed.
Now look here, dumbass. Let's get something straight. I'm trying to keep it classy. Never in my life have I owned an EBT card. Not that is any of your business. If I wanted your opinion, I would have asked for it. Now, put your damn manager on the phone before I drive to Popeyes and stick my foot so far up your ass that you would need a flashlight to find my shoe.
Teresa snapped at him. If Teresa thought that would scare the employee, she was wrong. He started laughing on the other end and said,
Shit, with that damn attitude, I would love for you to come to Popeyes, baby. I would spend some of my little ass check to pay little Chonica to clock out just to whip your ass.
The smart-ass employee remarked.
But seriously, I love your ghetto ass attitude. Let me get my manager. Please hold on.
Teresa was left on hold for 10 minutes before the manager finally came on. During that time, Teresa was contemplating driving over there just to give the employee a piece of her mind.
This is Popeye's Chicken, Louisiana's fast and finest. We don't have any spicy chicken today. Marshall speaking, and how may I help you?
Teresa was relieved that the manager sounded more professional than that stupid employee. She calmed herself down and asked again.
Yes, I need a price for catering a wedding for 100 guests.
Again, there was laughter on the other end.
Damn, Terry, I thought you were bullshitting me.
The manager cleared his throat.
Ma'am, do you really want Popeye's Chicken to cater your wedding? I mean, okay, here's what we offer for 100 servings. 200-piece mixed chicken and dark meat only, or handcrafted tenders with dipping sauce. You also get 5 party sides and 8 dozen biscuits for $3.75 plus tax.
Teresa was happy and relieved she was finally getting some answers.
Now, you said $3.75 plus tax? Is that for everything plus all 96 biscuits? Oh, and are the biscuits honey biscuits? If they are, make those 2 orders of 100 servings. One with mixed chicken, mild. The other, handcrafted tenders.
Teresa listed.
Also, I want 10 different party sides with my order.
Teresa paused and then added.
Oh, by the way, I heard those smart-ass comments you made to your employee. Please don't make me fuck you and little Chonica up when I come to pick up my food. Now, thank you and see you soon, boo.
Teresa laughed. She could hear the manager yelling at little Chonica as she hung up. With all the tasks she had planned completed, Teresa decided to call it a day and head home. After having dinner, she settled in on one couch with a glass of wine and FaceTime called Judy. Her sister was in the bed with a face mask on. With a silk wrap around her head, Teresa giggled at the funny sight.
Hey, sis. You look like you got abducted by aliens.
Judy laughed.
Hey, it's my new avocado and honey face mask. It's supposed to make your skin less tired and glow more. You should try some.
Is that your way of telling me I look tired, girl?
Teresa asked jokingly.
You look beautiful as always.
Judy smiled.
Now, I was just about to call you, but you called me first.
Really?
Teresa stretched out on the couch.
What's up?
Well, I wanted to know about how you met Victor. I told you about my shitty love story. Now it's your turn.
Judy leaned over and picked up her cup of green tea.
Spill the tea, sis. I don't care if it's hot tea or cold. Share the dirt.
She joked.
Okay.
Teresa conceded.
Trust, there was no shit in our story, but it sure was wild.
I'm all ears, sis.
Judy said eagerly.
Well, you know your girl's always been a little adventurous in the bedroom.
Teresa started.
Uh-huh.
Judy said teasingly, eyes sparkling.
So, a few days before I realized Victor was the one, we were just discussing different ways we would spice up our sex life. I thought a little role play would be kind of fun.
Okay, kinky.
Judy teased.
Well, yeah.
Teresa smiled mischievously.
But he just laughed. So I forgot all about it. Anyway, around 3 days later, I was carrying a bunch of groceries upstairs to our apartment. I was trying to get my keys out, juggling the grocery bags in both hands when suddenly someone put a gun to the back of my head and cocked back the hammer. Girl, I almost pissed myself. No shit involved.
We are sisters.
Judy chortled.
We're the nasty incontinent sisters.
Anyway, girl, I literally saw my life flash before my eyes. I thought my past had finally caught up with me. I was like, damn, that bitch Nicole finally found out where I live.
Who the hell is Nicole?
Judy asked.
Wait, isn't that the bitch that was dating Victor before you?
Girl, yes, but that's a whole other story. So, I was standing in the doorway, bags in hand, and a gun to the back of my head. The guy holding the gun says, "Get in the apartment, bitch."
Teresa laughed.
Why are you laughing, stupid?
What did you do?
Judy gasped.
I dropped my bags and got in the damn apartment.
Teresa guffawed.
I'm already terrified, and then he says, "I'm going to rape you, bitch," and pushes me face down on the couch.
Teresa recalled.
I was scared senseless. I didn't want to be raped or killed, but he said something that made me think I can control this situation.
What did he say?
Judy asked curiously.
Well, the motherfucker had the nerve to say, "If your pussy is no good, I'm going to kill you." Bitch, I turned around and said to him, "I guess I'm going to live then because this pussy is great. Grade A cat."
Judy and Teresa both burst out laughing.
Girl, you said that with a gun pointed to your head?
Judy asked incredulously.
Yes, the hell I did.
Teresa declared.
I knew then and there I was going to live. So I said, let's get this shit over with before my man gets home. That's when Victor's dumb ass takes off the mask and bursts out laughing. He says, "Oh, you were just going to give up your pussy that easy to a stranger?" I was like, correction, a rapist, not a stranger. I was like, that bitch on Survivor. I had to do what I had to do to live. If that called for giving up the kitten, she was ready to purr, bitch. He thought that was the funniest shit he had ever heard.
Teresa sniggered.
Hell, even I had to laugh. I wanted to spice things up, but he took it to the next level. I knew then and there that I would always laugh and never be bored with Victor.
Girl, that's a crazy story.
Judy grinned.
All this laughing is making my face mask peel, girl. I gotta go.
She said, touching up her mask.
You know, somehow we never end up discussing our wedding plans.
Teresa noted amusedly.
But fine. You go ahead and wash your face. We'll talk later. Love you.
Love you, sis.
Judy blew her a kiss and hung up. Teresa sighed contently and got into bed. She was excited about the new day ahead.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you'd like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us, so be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 5. All's Fair in Love, War, and Wedding Planning.
That's right, girls. Soap it up.
Judy cried, squeezing out a sponge full of sudsy water. It was the day of the sexy car wash, so that the girls could raise enough money to get Judy's dream dress for her wedding. The ladies used the parking lot behind the Blue Mist Gentlemen's Club for the car wash, and it was full of cars lined up to get washed by the sexy girls in the bikini tops and short shorts. Maria and Hannah Lee were both wearing matching pink halter neck bikini tops with white shorts so tiny that they left nothing to the imagination. They were hamming it up for the men, deliberately washing one of the cars seductively and then hosing each other down. Judy thought the guy sitting in the car was about to have an aneurysm due to the excitement. Holly had chosen to wear a stringy red bikini top with matching tight football shorts showing all her curves. Most people thought Holly had plastic surgery in the past to enhance her body, but she was just born with curves. She was standing outside the parking lot with a giant poster that directed potential clients to the girls' car wash. Judy suspected that the number of clients that they had waiting in line had little to do with her poster, but a lot to do with Holly jumping around in that bikini, luring potential customers into the parking lot. The club owner, Tim Meadows, strutted over to the girls wearing his trademark cowboy hat and a silk shirt, unbuttoned practically to show his mangled chest hairs. He had a cigar dangling from his mouth and had slicked back his hair with a lot of gel that was running down his forehead on this hot summer's afternoon.
Damn, girls. All you ladies are swollen around your colons.
He whooped, eyes trailing over the girls as they were bending down to wash a car.
I'm talking ass for days.
He smacked his lips.
I just want to say, ladies, we're always looking for new talent at the Blue Mist Gentlemen's Club. Please don't be scared to ask for some guidance and get into the money.
Ignore him,
muttered Maria under her breath, and the girls pretended they didn't hear him. But Tim doesn't give up that easy. He sashayed his way over to Judy as he was informed by his nephew that the car wash was to raise money for her wedding dress. He decided that Judy was the go-to person who would help him convince her girls to come work for him after the car wash.
Miss Judy, how are you this fine afternoon, princess?
He asked, standing so close to her that she could smell the cigar smoke on his breath.
You sure are a beautiful woman.
He leered.
Are you positive you want to get married? Shit, you're so young, so tender.
Judy smirked.
We're all doing just fine, thanks. Oh, thank you for letting us use the club parking lot for my fundraiser. That's very nice of you.
Shit, anything for my nephew's friend.
He smiled, showing his nicotine-stained teeth.
Besides, the Blue Mist hasn't seen a turnout this big since the Great Hoedown Extravaganza of 2010.
He said wistfully. Snapping back to reality, he directed his attention back to Judy and asked,
So how much have you ladies made yet for the wedding?
He let his gaze roam openly towards the cleavage of the young women, bent over and working in front of him.
Should I tell you what? Whatever you raise today, I will match it. But only if you will introduce me to the young women working here today.
He sighed.
I need some new girls to excite my regular customers. The Blue Mist needs some girls to make it rain.
My girls have no interest in working your disease-infested strip club,
Judy said indignantly.
We are legitimate working women.
First of all, the Blue Mist is a gentleman's club, not a strip club. Gentle women loving men. And I am proud to say that all my girls are now disease-free. Secondly, wait, hold on. Shit, why are you deciding for your girls? They are grown-ass, full-figured, nice-looking women. Let them decide. Just introduce me. Hell, I already offered to match the money you'll raise today, so help me out.
He looked at her expectantly, smiling his mischievous smile.
Fine,
Judy said, still smirking.
Since you've been nice enough to let us use your parking lot to raise the money, I'll introduce you to two of my girls. Who do you want to meet?
Tim pointed at Hannah Lee and Holly. Judy called them over and made the necessary introductions.
Walk with me, ladies.
Tim said, and they walked off together. Judy noted amusedly that he made sure the girls were walking ahead of him, so he was in full view of their assets. A few hours later, everyone had gathered in one place as the car wash fundraiser came to an end. It had been a fun and successful day, but it was now time to see how much money they had raised. Judy counted all the money they made that day and couldn't believe her eyes.
Ladies, we've raised $3,000 from the car wash today.
She cheered and the girls whooped and clapped in excitement.
What's more, the club owner has agreed to match the amount of money we raised today, so now we have a total of $6,000.
Judy couldn't believe it. She was feeling quite emotional. She would finally be able to afford a nice dress for her wedding.
Wait, girl.
Maria called out.
This ain't it.
She laughed.
Yes?
Holly cried.
We raised $2,000 more at the side of the building.
Judy said dumbfounded.
How on earth did you make that much money on the side?
Well, we held a twerkathon in your honor.
Maria grinned.
Shit, in 2 hours we were able to raise as much money as the car wash.
Well, numbers don't lie.
Judy said excitedly.
Our total is now $5,000 raised. Mr. Manager, you need to match that.
I'm a man of my word, Miss Judy. You will have $10,000 for your wedding dress.
Tim declared graciously. Judy and her friends hooted in excitement, high-fiving each other. Holly and Hannah started doing their victory dance, which looked a lot like twerking. Judy couldn't believe that the car wash and the twerk contest managed to raise $10,000 for her big day. The day was done, and everyone was tired but happy. However, Judy couldn't yet relax as she still had to go to the botanical gardens to get her venue sorted for the wedding. Teresa was busy with some wedding planning of her own. She had called up her friend Darlene Williams to find out who was the hottest DJ she could snag for her wedding, and she had recommended DJ Joe Crazy. DJ Joe Crazy was the hottest DJ in town now, and Teresa was skeptical if she would be able to book him for her wedding, but Darlene had assured her it could be done. The DJ and her used to date before he cheated on her with one of the STD-riddled strippers from the Blue Mist Club, and now he wanted to get back with her. So her friend was sure she could convince him to do the wedding. Teresa had agreed to let Darlene give her number to the DJ and assured her that money was not a factor, just to make it happen. Within the hour, DJ Joe Crazy was on the phone with Teresa negotiating his prices.
Hey, is this Teresa?
He asked.
Yes.
Teresa replied.
Teresa, this is DJ Joe Crazy. My ex-girlfriend, soon-to-be new boo, told me to call you about DJing at your wedding.
Yes. Is that possible?
Teresa asked eagerly.
Money's not an obstacle. I just want you to keep the party pumping as if the wedding was going to be televised. So normally I don't do weddings, especially since my mixtapes are blowing up on YouTube and iTunes right now.
He told her matter-of-factly.
I'm a superstar turntablist, you know.
He said confidently.
But since you and my baby are cool, I'll do it for you for $5,000 plus free food at the wedding. DJ Joe Crazy doesn't drink when he's on the turntables. Plus, I also need my own designated parking space at the venue.
I can make sure all your requests are granted, Mr. Turntablist.
Teresa assured him.
I'm having Popeye's Chicken cater the wedding, and there's a ton of parking space at the Bayville Park where my wedding will take place.
Teresa could hear DJ Joe Crazy laughing his ass off in the background.
What's so damn funny?
She demanded to know.
Did you just say you're getting your wedding catered by Popeye's Chicken? And that the venue was at a public park?
The DJ guffawed.
You know that Popeye's Chicken has never had spicy chicken, right?
He was doubling over with laughter, hardly being able to get his words out.
Damn, aren't you my booze educated friend? Shit, you can do a little better with the food at least. I know people who work at Popeye's Chicken who never eat from there, spicy chicken or not.
DJ Joe chortled. Teresa rolled her eyes, upset at how nobody takes her vision seriously.
Yes, I graduated college with your boo. And what's wrong with eating Popeye's motherfucking chicken with loved ones at a wedding? Also, if they don't have any spicy chicken, I'll buy some damn hot sauce. Now, are you going to DJ my wedding or not?
She snapped.
Yes, I will DJ your wedding and I promise that I can get the party poppin' all night. But please remember, I don't do refunds and I need a deposit.
Teresa made the final negotiations with him and locked in the date. Now with the hottest DJ in town booked for her big day, Teresa could finally focus on the one thing she had been fixated on for her wedding ever since she was a kid. Her one-of-a-kind, custom-made peach wedding dress that was lying in wait for her at Madame Ingrid's bridal gallery. Meanwhile, Judy and her friends had reached the Botanical Gardens reception hall where she wants to hold her wedding, and they were awestruck by their beautiful surroundings. The Botanical Gardens were a beautiful place to hold a wedding. Romantic with beautiful flowers and glittering lights, they were perfect for any bride fantasizing about being a princess and living out their fairy tale wedding. Judy, however, was thinking less about fairy tales and more about the wedding challenge. She knew this place would be worthy for the show the moment she laid eyes on it, and now she knew she just had to book it for her big day. Judy and her friends walked into the dining hall, making heads turn in their short sundresses and high heels. As they walked inside, they were inspecting the area with the Botanical Gardens event manager, Tiffany Polanco.
How many people can be seated here at one time?
Judy asked.
I plan on having a lot of people at my wedding.
This hall can seat 150 people comfortably and still have room for the complimentary house band.
The manager replied. Judy's eyes lit up.
Now, just to be clear, when you say complimentary, you mean free, right?
Holly asked.
Why, yes.
Manager replied.
The band is included in the fee of the venue. What kind of music does the complimentary band play?
Hannah Lee asked.
They play jazz, rock, R&B, adult contemporary, and even hip-hop, just to name a few genres of music in their arsenal,
replied Tiffany.
Well, you had me at jazz and R&B.
Judy smiled.
I want my wedding to be classy.
All the other ladies agreed with her.
What else is included in the venue fee?
Judy wanted to know.
The venue will cost you $5,000, which includes the band, flower arrangements, your choice of lighting, and table centerpieces.
Tiffany recounted all the perks. Judy was ecstatic. This is just what she wanted. She beckoned her wedding party away from the manager to discuss their options.
Shit, we can't beat that price. This place is offering a lot for just $5,000,
Maria said.
But that's half the money we have, and I still need to get my wedding dress.
Judy mused.
Well, just say the word and we could have another twerkathon in no time.
Hannah Lee said. Judy laughed.
No, that won't be necessary. You guys are right. This is a great price.
Judy calls the manager over and tells her she agreed to the price. After signing the paperwork, the venue is locked in for Judy's wedding date. Excited that all her bases were now covered, Judy is ecstatic that she finally gets to focus on her dream dress. She has her appointment at Madame Ingrid's coming up, and she couldn't wait to finally buy the dress of her dreams. Later that night, Judy called her sister to share the day's events to ask her a serious question. Teresa answered the phone call quickly.
Hello?
She said.
How was your day, girl?
It was great,
answered Judy.
We got enough money to book the wedding venue after the fundraiser, and it's going to be held at the Botanical Gardens.
She shouted.
That's a beautiful venue.
Teresa replied.
I know, right? But I have a question to ask you about a wedding guest.
Judy spoke softly.
Don't say what I think you're about to say,
warned Teresa.
Do you think I should invite Daddy to my wedding?
She asked.
Not no, but hell no. Plus, that's not my daddy. To me, his name is Billy Ray Rose,
yelled her sister.
Do you remember the last time we saw his drunk ass?
Teresa reminded her.
Yes, I do, but people change, sis. Can they?
Judy asked hopefully.
Not his ass. Once a drunken deadbeat, always a drunken deadbeat,
Teresa stated.
Since you seem to have a selective memory, let me remind you of his last visit to see his daughters,
Teresa said convincingly.
Daddy showed up to the house, banging on the door at 7 o'clock in the morning on the weekend, drunk. He's yelling at the top of his lungs to let him see his babies. The entire neighborhood started turning on the house lights because of the loud commotion.
She explained.
I know. He was lucky that Robin didn't kick his ass that morning.
Judy remembered.
You're right. But he did open the door in his underwear. Mad as hell.
Teresa mentioned.
I remember Robin yelling,
What the fuck do you want, Billy Ray?
And he goes like, I want to see my daughters, Robin. I don't want no trouble.
Teresa snortled.
By this time, Mommy came to the door pissed off.
Judy interjected.
Billy Ray, get the fuck off my porch.
She came yelling.
Those girls haven't seen you in years, and now you want to see them drunk at 7 o'clock in the damn morning?
Judy remembered how Jennifer Davis, their mother, had questioned Billy Ray. Robin had interceded, saying,
Hold up, baby. I got a shit under control.
but her mother wanted to handle the issue herself. She said,
No, I got this shit handled. I'll be damned if this deadbeat piece of shit is going to show up after all these years unannounced.
Jennifer had raged. Billy Ray had tried to be slick, saying,
Is this a thanks I get for making you an independent woman?
then trying to take the credit for her accomplishments, he had the nerve to say,
Hell, if I didn't leave you years ago, you wouldn't have ever met Robin or had this beautiful home.
Jennifer, more angered than ever, had replied,
What the fuck do you mean by that shit, Billy Ray? Please get the fuck off our property before Robin kicks your ass back to whatever shithole you are living in these days.
Robin had then intervened, saying,
That's right, motherfucker. You had your chance, and you fucked it up. Now get off my fucking property, bitch.
Billy Ray finally staggered off, bowing to both of them, and walked away.
Now, girl, why the hell would you want him at your wedding?
Questioned Teresa.
You are right. Plus, it wouldn't be fair to Robin. He was the one that raised us. And he might kick Daddy's ass. I mean, Billy Ray's ass on sight.
Judy laughed,
Okay, this issue is settled, and I'll talk to you later, girl.
replied Teresa. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. Time goes by so fast, I wonder if she'll remember him as she grows older without him. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 6. Say yes to the dress.
Oh my God, Teresa, you didn't tell me you were here right now too, girl.
Judy exclaimed, wrapping Teresa in a tight hug. Both sisters had apparently booked their appointments at Madame Ingrid's at the same time, and now both wedding parties had to run into each other at the reception of the bridal boutique. Judy was with her friends, and Teresa was with Mary. Her mother-in-law might not have been her first choice as a dress shopping companion, but it meant a lot to her and Victor, so she relented. Judy and Teresa decided that they would combine their appointments so they could get the final word on each other's dress. Exciting and chattering happy, the wedding party settled onto the couches in the viewing boutique with their glasses of complimentary champagne as the two brides-to-be went to the dressing room to try on different wedding dresses. Teresa had already called ahead and informed the staff about what she wanted. It was a tight, form-fitting peach dress that she had seen on a bridal runway some time ago. She had fallen in love with the dress the moment she had laid eyes on it and had started saving up ever since. Money was now not at all an obstacle. Teresa informed the staff that her budget was unlimited and asked them to bring out her dream dress. In the dressing room, Teresa couldn't believe her eyes as the consultant helped zip up her dress. It was a light peach in color, form-fitting, made with the kind of slinky fabric that clung to all the right places on her body. It had cutouts at the waist, showing off some of her skin, and a large slit opening practically at the thigh, showing off Teresa's legs. Judy and Teresa's friend gasped when they saw Teresa walk out. A vision in peach. Teresa looked at herself in the floor-length mirror and was stunned at how amazing she looked. The peach color made her complexion look rosy and worked perfectly with her hair. Her mother-in-law looked like somebody had just zapped her with a taser. But she had the good sense of keeping her mouth shut. Her sister's wedding party loved the dress, though.
Girl, you have to get this dress.
Judy squealed with excitement.
You look stunning.
The other girls gushed in approval as well.
Can we see it jacked up?
Judy asked. Teresa nodded.
Sure, but I don't want a traditional veil, so you gotta be creative,
Teresa told the consultant. The consultant laughed.
Somehow, I had a feeling you wouldn't, so I pulled out this instead,
she said, showing Teresa a beautiful, bejeweled headband that she lightly nestled in Teresa's hair like a tiara. She swept Teresa's hair up from the sides in a half updo, and Teresa gasped as she saw the final effect, tears in her eyes.
I agree with your wedding party, Judy,
Teresa whispered, overwhelmed with excitement and happiness. She brushed the tears of joy out of her eyes and said,
I'm going to kill them on my wedding day.
She said gleefully.
Just look at the detail of the stitching. And everyone knows that peach has always been my color. Shit, I know it's going to be all eyes on me. Yay!
The girls cheered and clapped.
It looks fabulous on you, my dear,
Madam Ingrid said as she swept over to Teresa, fixing her hem.
Plus, that color is one of a kind. Nobody else will have that dress but you.
Madam Ingrid was the sophisticated owner of the bridal boutique. You're damn right, Madam Ingrid, Mary Boyd muttered under her breath. Nobody on earth would want to wear a peach dress on their wedding. She had a sour look on her face, as if she had smelled a rancid fart.
Did you say something, future mother-in-law?
Teresa asked sweetly, with a look of mock puzzlement on her face. No, honey, Mary replied, her voice dripping with fake sweetness and venom. I'm sure everyone will love it, she said condescendingly. With your ghetto ass, she muttered quietly. Out loud she said, Madam Ingrid, may I please have another glass of wine? Oh, and a mimosa with a side of mango vodka. I'm going to need it to get through the day. All the ladies laughed, ignoring the edge in her voice. Teresa could care less. She was transfixed with her reflection in the mirror, unable to believe how amazing she looked in the dress.
Look at Teresa,
Judy said.
I think it's time to ask that question.
The consultant smiled.
So, Teresa, are you saying?
Yes!
Teresa shrieked happily before she could finish asking the question.
I'm saying yes to the dress!
The girls all cheered and clapped, and Teresa happily twirled in her beautiful dress, ecstatic.
Girl, you slay this dress.
Holly and Hannah Lee said together. Judy was a bundle of nerves because it was her turn to try on the dresses. She almost envied Teresa in a way because the only person Teresa is interested in pleasing was herself. Judy, on the other hand, had to find something worthy of the wedding challenge. The consultant pulls a few dresses into the dressing room for Judy to try on. She didn't like the first two, a sheath dress that was straight and slinky, but it was too modern for Judy's liking, and the lacy gown with full sleeves and an illusion neckline that made Judy feel like a Victorian ghost. The third dress she tried on, though, took her breath away. It was a big ball gown with a giant skirt that was made with yards and yards of tulle and lace. The bodice of the dress was strewn with tiny white sequins with a bone corset that had to be laced up at the back. It made Judy's waist look tiny and made Judy look like the princess of her dreams. It had a sweetheart neckline adorned with baby's breath pearls and eyelet lace. The entire fabric was shimmering with glitter, and it made Judy's heart pound with excitement. The look on Judy's face assured the consultant that the dress was a hit. She laced Judy up in it and led her out to the viewing boutique where the bridal party was waiting. Once they saw Judy, a hush fell over the crowd as they gazed at her in amazement.
Wow,
Teresa gasped, eyes wide.
you look like a fairy tale princess.
She wiped a tear away from her eye, not being able to believe how gorgeous her sister looked right now. Judy investigates the mirror and burst into tears. She knew that the dress looked beautiful in the fitting room, but out here in the lights, it looked otherworldly. All of her friends were sniffling, looking at her, and Judy knew that this was the dress of her dreams.
I want to see it jacked up.
Holly sniffled, giving Judy a watery smile. The consultant styled a floor-length sequin veil in Judy's hair with a small tiara to hold it in place. As Judy slowly turned around to face her bridal party, the room was quiet, and everyone was sobbing because they couldn't believe how beautiful Judy looked. Teresa got up and gave Judy a hug.
You make the most beautiful bride, sis.
She said, eyes glistening with tears.
You finally made your dream of being a real-life princess come true.
Oh, you look drop-dead gorgeous yourself, sis.
Judy cried, both sisters throwing their arms around each other and sobbing.
Okay, ladies. Remember, this is a happy event.
Holly chimed in, and they all burst out laughing, Mary looking affronted.
So, ladies, judging from that reaction, the dress is a yes?
Judy asked, smiling.
Oh, hell yes.
Her entourage agreed.
This is a dress worthy of winning the wedding challenge.
Maria cried.
It screams class and elegance. I also love the dress.
Hannah Lee said gingerly.
But maybe you should try on just one more dress to stay on the safe side.
She remembered that Judy had only $5,000 to spend and didn't want her to be heartbroken if she couldn't afford the dress. Judy frowned at her. How could she not see that the wedding dress was perfect? It had a flair, the drama, and the bling. It had everything Judy dreamed of in a dress. The long train on the back, the giant skirt, and the corseted back. Every winning dress on the wedding challenge had similar elements. She turned to Hannah Lee.
Girl, you can't see if this dress is made for me?
Hannah Lee smiled patiently but gave Judy a pointed look.
Judy, it looks breathtaking on you, but remember the cost of the venue.
She said, giving Judy the money hand signal, asking her silently to take a hint. Madam Ingrid could notice the change in the atmosphere as soon as money was mentioned. She signaled her staff to ply the girls with another round of mimosas. There was no way she was letting them leave without shelling out thousands of dollars. Judy sighs.
Okay, but before I try another dress, at least take a few pictures of me in this one.
Her friends dutifully whipped out their cell phones and started taking pictures of Judy as she struck some cute poses. Judy sneaked a look at the price of the tag of the dress and nearly fainted. It was $20,000. The dress was way out of her price range. Sadly, she took it off and said goodbye to her dream dress. She consoled herself by the fact that at least she had some pictures.
Madam Ingrid, I need to try on another wedding dress.
Judy said glumly. Madam Ingrid looked apologetic. She was feeling bad for getting caught up in the excitement and losing her professionalism. She should have asked Judy her budget before she let her try on that dress and get her hopes up.
Miss Judy, let me apologize for not asking this earlier, but what is your budget for the wedding dress?
Madam Ingrid asked her.
I only have $5,000 for the dress.
Judy sighed.
Well, then you can't afford the dress you're wearing.
Madam Ingrid pulled her towards the dresses on display.
But I can find another dress equally as beautiful and in your budget.
I know I can't afford this. It's freaking $20,000. How much is my sister's dress?
Judy asked curiously.
Your sister's dress is a one-of-a-kind, custom dress order from the boutique of an exclusive designer in Paris, France. He showcased it once at the bridal fashion show in spring, and it is worth $30,000.
Madam Ingrid said bluntly. Judy was stunned.
Damn, I should have gone in the medical field.
Turning to Madam Ingrid, she said,
Well, what do you have for $5,000 that could make me look that elegant?
Well, for that price, I can still make you look beautiful and elegant just like you did in that dress. However, this dress won't have all the bells and whistles the other dress did,
Madam Ingrid cautioned. She pulled out a dress in a similar silhouette to her dream dress. However, it did not have the intricate bead and lacework that the previous dress did, and the fabric just had an ivory sheen instead of glimmering like the previous dress fabric. Judy tried it on and took a good long look at herself. Sure, she didn't look as gorgeous as she did in the previous dress, but she still looked beautiful. The corset of this gown cinched her waist nicely, making it look tiny, and the skirt wasn't as full as the previous dress, but it still created a nice shape. The dress had full sleeves unlike the previous gown, which had drop sleeves, and the lace was different. Overall, Judy looked beautiful, but she liked the other dress better. However, this dress was in her budget, and the other one wasn't, so she settled for this dress. It didn't look bad at all with the veil, so she decided to buy it.
Cheer up, Judy.
Teresa came over and hugged Judy.
You're getting married to the man of your dreams, and your wedding is still spectacular enough to win the wedding challenge.
Teresa assured her. Judy smiled.
I'm fine, sis. I know I'll slay the day no matter what I wear.
That's the spirit.
Said Holly, coming up behind them and clapping Judy at the back.
Now, can we please take a look at some bridesmaids' dresses as well?
Judy laughed and said,
Of course. You guys worked hard for those dresses.
Mary had already slipped out after Teresa had bought her dress. Since Teresa decided not to have bridesmaids at her wedding, she stayed back to watch Judy pick her bridesmaids' dresses. After a lot of arguing and debate, the girls settled on this beautiful pale pink chiffon gowns with long flowing skirt and spaghetti straps. Judy wanted all her bridesmaids to wear flowers in their hair to match the Botanical Gardens venue. Maria, Hannah Lee, and Holly were thrilled with the way their bridesmaids' dresses looked on them. After giving the dresses for hemming and final alterations, finally the wedding planning was complete. Judy and Teresa were thrilled. It was time to get married.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you'd like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us, so be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 7. The Big Day. Almost. Teresa looked outside the window of her apartment and could see storm clouds brewing outside. She hoped that they would hold off just a little while longer so that she could have her wedding day in peace. Other people might feel deterred by them or feel like they are a bad omen, but Teresa was not willing to let a few clouds ruin her big day. She was going to marry Victor today, no matter what. Teresa had hired a hair and makeup artist, respectively, to make her over for her wedding day. Her appointment was scheduled for her hair and makeup to be done early, so she could get to the park on time for her wedding. The bell rang and Teresa ran to open it. She was still in her dressing gown. She wasn't sure if she should put her dress on this early. Her makeup artist arrived, a flamboyant young man in his early 20s. He had platinum, silver, and purple hair and multiple piercings in his ear.
Oh, darling, look at you.
He gushed.
Won't you make a gorgeous bride?
He declared.
Now, let's get started. We don't have any time to waste. Show me your dress, girl. Let's figure out your look.
Teresa led him over to the dressing table and showed him her peach dress hanging outside her wardrobe.
Wow, Peach, I love.
He declared happily.
Oh, I'm so happy you're not just another boring bride in white.
He laughed, and so did Teresa.
Yes, I didn't really want to go the conventional route.
Teresa explained.
Plus, white makes you look fat.
The makeup artist sat her down and started prepping her face.
Don't worry, girl. When I'm done here, you'll be glam and gorgeous and not the least bit fat. You need to put on your wedding dress last.
The makeup artist told her.
We don't want to get makeup on your gorgeous dress.
Teresa agreed. She went into her bedroom and zipped up her wedding dress. After the final alterations, the dress looked like it had been stitched onto her body. It fitted her so well. She walked into her dressing room, where the makeup artist was waiting.
Damn, girl, that dress is fierce.
He said and wagged his finger at her sassily. Teresa laughed and thanked him. He first prepped Teresa's skin with moisturizer and primer. When it started looking dewy, he used a cushion foundation on her face for a light sheen. He dusted her eyes with beautifully pigmented eyeshadows in peach, gold, and brown. The effect was stunning, especially after he paired it with immaculate winged eyeliner. Teresa was amazed at how good her skin and her eyes looked. The makeup artist added shiny highlighter to her cheek along the rosy blush. Finally, he completed the look with a slick layer of peach lipstick. Teresa looked like a goddess. She squealed in excitement, high-fiving the makeup artist.
I look amazing!
She shrieked, marveling at his makeup skills.
Well, you did hire the best, girl.
He replied confidently. Teresa thanked him profusely.
Just doing my job, girl.
The makeup artist told her with a smile. Teresa made sure she tipped him extra as well as he walked out of the apartment. Makeup taken care of, she just had to get her hair done. Her makeup had taken 4 hours to complete, and by now, it was almost time for the wedding. Teresa's stomach was in knots. The doorbell rang once again, and Teresa's hairstylist had arrived. She was tall, with long red hair and equally long nails. Teresa had gotten her own nails done the day before, where she got peach acrylics to match her dress.
Hey, I'm Sam.
She introduced herself.
I love your dress and makeup.
She gushed. Teresa thanked her as they settled into the dressing room.
How do you want your hair to look? Any ideas?
I have a matching jeweled headband instead of a veil.
She told the hairstylist.
I just want a hairstyle that looks good and complements the headband.
No problem at all. I can do that for you.
She blow-dried Teresa's hair to give it volume and used a curling iron to add soft curls that fell gently around Teresa's face. She teased her hair from the top to give it volume and gently nestled her headband on her hair, securing with bobby pins. Teresa loved her hair and it looked amazing with her outfit and makeup. She was glad she made the right choice when it came to her hairstylist. She paid her and thanked her as she left with another big tip. Teresa slipped on her glittery peach pumps to match her dress and wore a simple chain around her neck and small stud earrings. She didn't want anything to distract from her face and dress. Spraying on perfume as a final touch, Teresa surveyed herself in the mirror and smiled. It was almost time for her wedding. Meanwhile, at the Bayville Public Park, the setup was complete and it looked gorgeous. The white gazebo was decorated with beautiful peach and pink flowers. Along with every chair located at the end of each aisle, there were fairy lights nestled inside the flowers that were wrapped around the gazebo, making it look like 1,000 fireflies were resting there under the open sky. Everything seemed to be falling into place. Even DJ Joe Crazy arrived just to make sure the right sound would sound perfect through his speakers as Teresa walked down the aisle. Teresa's family had started to arrive, stepdad being the first guest. DJ Joe Crazy approached Teresa's stepdad.
Hey, are you the father of the groom?
Asked the DJ.
No, the bride.
Replied Robin.
I didn't know her father was black. Damn, that explains her style and attitude.
Replied the DJ.
Maybe.
Robin smiled.
Who are you, and how do you know my daughter?
He asked.
I'm just curious.
Said the DJ.
Well, if you must know, I'm her stepdad. She is my little girl, and I've raised both girls since they were toddlers.
Robin told DJ proudly.
I'm DJ Joe Crazy. Here, take one of my mixtapes. This one's called Booty Fest 8. It's killing it out there in the streets. All the young ladies will be calling you daddy if you play this tape. You know what I mean, Pops?
He extended his hand towards Robin to offer a handshake.
I don't listen to that rap shit.
Robin looked at his proffered hand and frowned.
I'm an old school person myself.
He declared.
I'm not looking for a young lady, I'm looking for her aunt.
He guffawed.
That's more my speed. So what you've got?
Both men laughed.
I got an 80s barbecue mixtape called Barbecue Booty 4. It's for all you old players. You can play cards all night with this mix.
Do all your mixtapes have the word booty in them?
Robin laughed.
Okay, let me get a copy of that one.
He relented, reaching for his wallet.
How much? Oh, it better have the Isley Brothers on it.
Oh, it does.
Smiled DJ Joe Crazy.
That'll be $10. And if you need any more music, feel free to go to my website, www.djjoecrazythebitchlover.com. Please become a member and tell all your friends. You'll save $3 off of every download once you become a member.
You're out of your damn mind.
Robin said indignantly.
Why would I do that?
He smirked.
Now, if members save $5 off every download, then I'll become one.
DJ Joe Crazy smiled and shook hands with him.
Don't you guys know it looks like rain today?
He said, looking up at the sky.
I would hate to see Teresa's beautiful day destroyed by the weather. Shit, I'm planning on having everybody on the dance floor all night long.
Yes, I mentioned that to my daughter.
Robin sighed exasperatedly.
However, she still wanted to have the wedding today.
Robin gave the DJ a helpless look.
Let me tell you something about my daughter.
He said resolutely.
Once Teresa makes up her mind about something, there's no turning back from it. You can move heaven and earth, but Teresa won't change it. I used to take Teresa and her sister Julie to this park as little girls.
Robin reminisced affectionately.
We used to call this our park. Teresa was 13 when she told me that she was going to have her wedding at this park. Yet, here we are today. Bayville's Park, on the rich side of town, for my baby's wedding.
He glanced at the sky worriedly.
Damn. I hope the rain misses the park just for today.
I didn't know that.
Said DJ Joe Crazy, looking amused.
But, are you aware that she's having Popeye's Chicken cater the wedding?
He chuckled.
I thought your daughter had some real paper. Why's she going the cheap route for a wedding? Shit, everybody knows Popeye's never had any spicy chicken.
That girl doesn't give a damn about no fancy food or expensive venue.
He said warmingly.
Shit, it's all about a party for her. Anyway, if there's some hot sauce, people would eat the damn chicken. Everybody loves Popeyes.
DJ Joe chuckled.
Don't you mean the wedding reception? I've never heard anyone call it the after party before. I like it.
Next time you try to correct me, I'll shove my foot so far up your ass that the next tape you make will be called Shit Tape Volume 1.
Robin warned. DJ Joe Crazy slowly backed away from Teresa's father, finally understanding where she gets her personality from. Teresa had finally arrived on the wedding venue and was in a small room at the tiny Parks and Recreation office that they graciously let her use for the bridal room. She glanced at herself in the grainy mirror they had in the office and thought she still looked amazing. Her dress looked like it had been painted on her body, and the color looked amazing with her skin tone. She couldn't believe it was finally time for her to marry the man of her dreams. Just anticipating how Victor will look, standing at the end of the aisle, all dapper in his suit, waiting expectantly for her to join him, gave her butterflies. As she looked at her reflection in the mirror happily, she caught her stepfather looking at her as if she was a little girl again. Robin walked into the room and gave her a hug.
Baby, you look beautiful.
He smiled at her.
But where did you find a peach wedding dress from? I know it's your favorite color.
Teresa felt quite emotional at this moment. She delicately dabbed at the stray tear that escaped her eye, carefully not to ruin her makeup.
I ordered it special from Madame Ingrid's. She had to fly it from Paris, France.
She gave a watery chuckle.
You know, only the best for your baby girl.
That's my girl.
Robin said proudly, patting her on the back.
Spare no expense to look good on your wedding day. You only get married once after all.
He smiled at Teresa.
I hope your fiancé knows what a treasure he's getting.
He said warmly.
He better always protect you and love you. Otherwise, I'm going to personally kick his ass and his mother's.
Robin and Teresa both start laughing.
Oh, and how do I look?
Robin said, striking a pose in his navy blue suit.
Senior sexy.
He asked mischievously.
We both look great, Daddy.
Teresa cried, pulling him into another hug.
Now, come on. We better go. You gotta walk me down this aisle. And we can't keep our guests waiting.
Teresa and her dad wiped their tears and proceeded to walk out the dressing room hand in hand. The guests all settle into their seats along the decorated aisles and wait. A hush falls over the crowd. All of Me by John Legend starts to play, signaling Teresa's cue to walk in. All eyes on her as Teresa appears standing at one end of the aisle. Victor and the priest were standing on the other end. Victor turns around and looks at Teresa, wide-eyed and love-struck. Before Teresa could take one more step, there was an almighty crash of thunder and a flash of lightning. A torrent of cold rain started beating down at the wedding party, and the guests started running for cover. Teresa had been advised to start the wedding earlier, but she had refused because she wanted to walk out at the perfect time, when her song was playing. The scene unfolding before her eyes was a total disaster. Her guests had to run into their vehicles, and even the DJ had thrown a tarp over his speakers and was running inside with the turntables. A strong gust of wind had blown several chairs over. By the time Teresa got to the end of the aisle, nobody was there to see how beautiful she looked. She and her father were soaked, and her beautiful peach dress was now a soggy mess. Victor grabbed Teresa and dragged her inside. Teresa was sobbing, but there was nothing else anybody could do. The wedding would have to be postponed. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. Time goes by so fast, I wonder if she'll remember him as she grows older without him. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 8. Something tingling.
I hate my dress.
Judy kicked the skirt of her dress angrily as she stared at herself dejectedly in the mirror.
I wish I had the money to get my dream dress. Then I wouldn't have to be stuck with this stupid thing.
She stomped her feet and pulled at the fabric of her much-loathed dress. It was the day of Judy's wedding, and everything was not going well. The botanical gardens were set and ready, and everything was scheduled to start on time, but Judy was stuck dealing with the fashion emergency. She only had 8 hours to get it sorted, then she had to walk down the aisle, ugly dress or not.
Don't worry, Judy.
Hannah assured her.
Look, we took pictures of you in your dream dress at Madame Ingrid's, remember?
She said, waving her phone in Judy's face.
So, you want to show my guests a picture of me in my dream dress before I walk down in this hideous thing?
She asked sarcastically.
No, girl.
Hannah rolled her eyes.
I know someone that can help. This girl I know from high school did some of my best outfits back in the day. Her parents owned a tailoring shop. She helped them out all the time and she do amazing alterations. She can add all the bells and whistles that were on your dream dress on this dress. Trust me, it will look just as good as the highly priced ones, and it would be done for a less expensive price.
This sounded like music to Judy's ears.
Really?
Judy asked, hopeful for the first time.
Can she do it at such short notice?
Judy asked, concerned.
And can she make it look just like the picture?
Hannah nodded.
Yes, girl. Kai Wan is an experienced tailor that has done alterations, sewing, and dry cleaning for my family for years. Remember that dress I wore on prom night?
Yes, I remember.
Judy said excitedly.
That was the prettiest dress at prom.
Hannah leaned over as if she were about to divulge a big secret.
Shit, girl. I got that dress from Sears clearance.
Judy's mouth dropped open.
I just had Kai do her magic on it, and bam, I killed it at that prom.
Judy remembered the dress well. Hannah had wowed the entire school in her deep V-neck, one-shoulder sequin prom dress with a split design. She had managed to snag the title of prom queen as well. Judy was sold.
Let's do this,
Judy declared.
Now, where is this Kai Wan lady?
Hannah smiled.
I've called her already, and she's just pulling up now. She'll have your current dress looking like your dream dress in no time.
Yay!
Judy shrieked and hugged Hannah.
Thank you so much!
Kai Wan walked in, and Judy showed her the picture. She assured Judy that she can get the dress done in time, and Judy is relieved. After 6 hours, Kai Wan showed up with the altered dress. When she unzipped the bag, Judy's jaw dropped. Kai had somehow managed to make her boring old dress look like the dress of her dreams. She had added rhinestones to the bodice to mimic the bling of the previous dress, and had the eyelet lace as well. She had also added a glittery ribbon to her corset, which made it look like the picture. She also cut out the dress's old sleeves and added new drop sleeves that looked just like the sleeves on Judy's dream dress, but hers in beautiful lace. Judy was ecstatic.
Wow.
She gasped in amazement.
How did you make it look exactly like my dream dress in such a short time?
Kai Wan smiled graciously.
Well, girl, I did it for you. Though I got to say, I didn't have time to sew all the lace and extra fabric on the train, so I just used a combination of hot glue and prayer.
Judy frowned.
Are you sure the dress will hold up though?
She asked nervously.
I don't want my train to fall off halfway through the wedding.
Oh, no, girl. Don't even worry your pretty self about that. I used industrial strength adhesive. Believe me when I say it holds up. You can vogue down the aisle if you wanted to.
Kai said with a confident smile on her face. Judy squealed in excitement.
In that case, thank you so much, girl. It looks wonderful. You are heaven sent.
Judy put the dress on and turned around to look at herself in the full-length mirror. She looked phenomenal. The dress fit her very well, and despite being a little scratchy where Kai Wan had added the extra fabric and hot glue, it looked just like the dream dress. Judy's co-worker at the salon had done her makeup, a classic look with wing eyeliner and nude lipstick. Maria had done her hair, creating an intricate updo with baby pearls strewn in her bun. The tiara she got to hold her veil in place added the perfect final touch to her fairy tale princess fantasy. Judy had felt like she just walked off the pages of the Disney fairy tale. In a sense, she was floating.
Just look at my girl, standing there in her elegant wedding dress. Now turn around so I could see all those alterations made to your dress.
Judy turned around to see Robin standing behind her, smiling.
Well, damn. I got a couple suits that this kind one can alter for me as well.
Robin laughed.
This girl sure ain't messing around. She hook up all nicely. You're angelic.
Judy laughed and kissed him on the cheek.
You look beautiful, baby.
Robin said proudly.
And look, your sister made it to your wedding.
Teresa walked in and hugged Judy. Judy looked gorgeous in a wispy, baby pink georgette dress that made her look like some ethereal fairy. Amazing as she looked, Teresa had taken care to dress in a way that didn't overshadow her sister on her big day, and it showed.
I'm so glad you're here, sis.
Judy whispered.
I'm so sorry about your wedding, though.
Teresa smiled wanly.
It's okay. My stubborn ways finally came to bite me in the ass.
She grinned more cheerfully.
But hey, I'm still getting married to the love of my life.
Judy agreed.
Exactly. And now I can make it to your wedding as well.
You better.
Teresa warned her. Judy's guests had started to arrive. They filed into the venue, admiring their surroundings. The botanical garden truly looked magical. The staff had decorated the entire venue with twinkling lanterns that bathed the room in a golden glow. Beautiful flower arrangements adorned the aisles, and there was a tall floral arch at the end, where Lucas would stand with the minister. The complimentary house band was playing slow jazz, which served as the perfect mood music for the setting. The ambiance was elegant and festive, and all the guests seemed to settle in happily, anxiously awaiting the arrival of the bride.
It's time, Daddy.
Judy whispered to Robin, eyes shining brightly.
Now let's start my wedding.
She cheered loudly, and everyone hurried to get to their places so that the wedding could commence. Judy's bridesmaids stepped out first, arm in arm with Lucas's groomsmen. Maria went first, looking beautiful in her lilac bridesmaid dress. Her thick curly hair was styled with the lilac flowers. She was wearing a matching lipstick. Lucas's groomsman looked like he couldn't believe his luck that she was walking next to him. He was cute too, Judy noted. Tall with dark hair, he seemed to be exactly Maria's type. Hannah Lee walked out next. She had styled her lilac bridesmaid's dress with a lot of chunky bracelets and a large amethyst earring. She had styled her straight silky hair in an elegant chignon bun, holding it together with a delicate lilac rhinestone butterfly. She walked down the aisle with Lucas's groomsman Larry, Lucas's gym buddy. He was a well-muscled man with blonde hair, and they looked very cute walking down together. Lastly, it was Holly's turn to walk down the aisle as maid of honor, with Lucas's best man, Robert. Robert was the owner of a construction company, tall, dark, and handsome, and Judy was sure Holly was doing her best to snag him with her feminine wiles. Judy was also sure that Robert would play right into Holly's hands, as Holly looked phenomenal. She had altered her dress to make it more form-fitting. She was wearing her hair straight and long, falling over her shoulders. She looked like a white Nicki Minaj. The wedding party was finally in place. Judy's heart started racing. Teresa squeezed her hand for luck. The band started to play Endless Love by Lionel Richie. That was Judy's cue to walk out. She took Robin's arm and headed towards the door. She could see Lucas standing at the other end of the aisle, waiting for her anxiously. One short walk was all that was standing between her and her love.
Is something burning?
Teresa remarked as she walked ahead of Judy. Judy wasn't paying attention to anything else but Lucas. Robin escorted her out of the dressing room, still marveling at how amazing his daughter looked. He noticed that now she just looked uncomfortable.
Baby, you okay?
Robin asked her as they started walking down.
Oh, I'm fine. Just my nerves.
Judy tittered nervously. She could feel a strange tingling sensation on her leg, lower back, and arms.
I'm probably just nervous.
Judy thought to herself.
I know I shouldn't be. I look amazing. I feel amazing. And the wedding is beautifully done how I want it. I'd get a very high score on the wedding challenge.
Judy tried to assure herself. The short walk down the aisle suddenly felt like 1,000 miles long. Judy couldn't ignore it any longer. The tingling sensation had turned into a horrible burning sensation. Her skin was on fire. It felt like 1,000 angry red ants were marching up and down her back. She started sweating.
I just need to make it down the aisle,
she kept telling herself, although by now it was out of the question. Judy was halfway down the aisle when she couldn't take it anymore. She looked at her arms and she could see angry-looking red whelps forming on her skin. She shrieked and started ripping out her delicate, lacy drop sleeves. They were refusing to come apart.
Damn that Kai-Wan and her industrial strength glue. This shit is burning.
She shrieked. The guests were all staring at her with concern and their mouths hanging open. What on earth is going on? They thought the bride was losing her mind. It did indeed look like Judy had lost her mind. She was screeching in pain and pulling at her dress, trying to rip it apart with her bare hands. Lucas ran over to help.
Oh, get it off! Get it off! Get it off me!
Judy howled in pain. Robin ran to get her a glass of water and Teresa to get a drink. Lucas stood there as Judy ripped off her veil and shoved it in his arms. Then her bow, her sleeves, and her train. Her beautiful wedding dress was now in shreds. Holly and Maria ran to get Judy a gown. They covered her up and took her back inside the dressing room with the minister looking scandalized. Judy was in pain, embarrassed, and in tears. She couldn't believe that this shit had hit the fan bad and that fast on her big day. All her careful months of planning, her beautiful venue, and decor wasted was all she could think about. Judy was inconsolable and incapable of forming words at that moment. The moment they reached the dressing room, she just crumpled up on the floor and started bawling. Huge tears flowed down her cheeks. This was a disaster of epic proportions. Teresa handed Judy a glass of Chardonnay and knocked one down herself. Lucas sat beside Judy on the floor, petting her hand gingerly, trying to make her feel better. Judy's bridesmaids shuffled inside, looking scared and nervous. They saw Judy falling apart and they felt horrible for her, not knowing what to do to fix the situation.
I hate to ask, but what should we do about the guests and the reception?
Holly asked meekly. She didn't want to salt Judy's wounds, but the question had to be asked. Judy just looked at her with red, swollen eyes, not saying anything.
Judy? Baby?
Robin asked.
What do you want to do?
Judy glared at him.
Send them all home.
She sobbed.
This wedding is postponed.
Holly nods and drags Maria and Hannah-Lee out of the room. Teresa resolves to be a messenger, so she breaks the bad news to the guests. Lucas stays behind with Judy, consoling her. Judy couldn't believe it. Her dream day had fallen to pieces. She was not getting married today. There was no the challenge win for her.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you'd like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us, so be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 9, United We Remain. Judy Davis was in the biggest funk of her life. Everything that she had been planning for her wedding had fallen apart right before her eyes, and she couldn't do anything to stop it. Worse, she felt like it was all her fault for not being able to settle for the dress she had bought listening to Hannah Lee about trusting the fake-ass wannabe seamstress. Judy didn't look like herself at all. She had locked herself up in her apartment, refusing to talk to anyone or even go to work. She had called her boss and taken a week's sabbatical. And her boss, for once, had been sympathetic. She had been wearing the same stained pajamas for the past few days, not bothering to shower or change. Her hair was a mess. She hadn't brushed it in days, and her once gleaming golden waves now looked like dirty ramen noodles. Her eyes were swollen, her face was puffy from crying, and she just felt helpless and defeated. Her cell phone showed that she had 30 new unheard messages.
Hey, Judy, where are you, girl? We're all worried about you.
Holly's voice on her missed calls was saying,
Please call me back. I really need to talk to you. Love you. Bye.
Another beep. This time it was Teresa.
Hey, sis. I feel awful about your big day. But at least I can relate. I might be the only one who understands. So whenever you're ready to talk, I'm here. Love you.
There was another message.
Hey, Judy. It's Maria. You okay, girl? Get back to me, please. Let's get coffee, my treat.
Judy groaned. The cell phone showed another message yet again.
Judy, I'm so sorry. I feel like this is all my fault.
Hannah Lee's tearful voice played over the machine.
Please, at least meet me once. I feel like I've let my best friend down. I really need to talk to you. Call me back. Love you.
Judy was mad at herself because of how delusional she had allowed herself to become over a dress. How could she ever imagine winning the wedding challenge on her shitty budget? She must have been dreaming. Judy curled up into a ball and sobbed even more. Thinking about her dreams have made her realize that her so-called dream wedding would never be possible. Now, she had spent all her money she had on this disastrous wedding, and even if she hadn't managed to say, I do, all the vendors still needed to be paid. Suddenly, she heard a clacking noise, as if someone was trying to unlock her front door. Her first thought was a home invader, as Lucas was away on a business trip.
If you're a robber, you could go ahead and come in. I don't have anything valuable left. Oh, and if you're going to kill me, go for it. I don't have anything left of value in my life anymore. I'm tapped out.
Judy called out miserably.
Not even me?
Lucas said as he entered the apartment with a smile on his face.
Lucas!
Judy exclaimed, running into his arms.
I thought you wouldn't be back till Thursday.
I convinced my client to complete the business transaction early. I couldn't stand the thought of leaving you all alone,
said Lucas. He looked at Judy's puffy, tear-filled eyes and red nose, unable to believe her disheveled appearance. He had never seen her look so beat up in his life. This was the woman who made it a point to wake up before him so she could run to the bathroom, brush her hair, put on lip gloss and mascara so that when he saw her first thing in the morning, she would look amazing.
Baby, what happened? Have you been in here crying this whole time?
He kissed her forehead. Then he led her to the couch. He took a wet paper towel from the counter and wiped away smudges from his fiancé's tear-stained cheeks.
Kind of,
Judy replied dejectedly.
Now you see me look like this, I understand if you don't want to marry me anymore.
She sniffled. Lucas looked indignant.
Is that what you think of me? That I won't want to marry you if your hair is messy or you're not wearing makeup?
He shook his head.
Judy, I think you're the most beautiful woman on the planet. And that has nothing to do with your looks. Of course you're beautiful on the outside, but I fell in love with what's in here,
he said, gently placing his hand over her heart.
Really?
Judy looked at him with the big, watery eyes.
Really?
He said. He kissed her again.
Nothing, and I mean nothing, is ever going to change to prevent me from marrying you. Not even a stupid, itchy, industrial-strength adhesive glue-made dress, that's for sure.
He looked at her intently.
I would marry you even if you gained 100 pounds and accidentally shit on yourself when you thought you had to pass gas.
He smiled at Judy, looking for some sort of smiling gesture.
Even when you're old and loony or have to start wearing dentures that are too big for your mouth, I'm not going anywhere. I'll always love you,
he said solemnly. Judy couldn't help but smile.
Accidentally shit on myself?
She laughed, mimicking a person trying not to use the toilet.
I will even love you if you look toothless and become truly demented.
Lucas did his best impression of a loony-bagged lady, and Judy burst out laughing. Both Lucas and Judy collapsed into a fit of giggles, and this time Judy's eyes were filled with tears of laughter instead of tears of sadness. She sat upright to correct Lucas's previous statement.
Anyway, sir, I don't fart, nor do I pass gas, smarty pants. I simply whisper sweet nothings in my panties at times,
Judy remarked kiddingly.
Ah, yes, that's right, I forgot.
Lucas shook his head in agreement, pleased that Judy had forgot about the disastrous ordeal for the moment. Judy snuggled close to Lucas and kissed his cheek.
You really are the one.
Lucas cocked his eyebrow and said,
I'm the one for you.
Judy laughed. At that moment, she knew she would be all right. So, what if the wedding didn't work the first time around? Lucas was in this with her for life. They had plenty of time to get it right. As long as she had Lucas by her side, Judy was sure she would get it right. Teresa, on the other hand, was still dealing with the demise of her wedding dreams as well. She wasn't as upset as Judy, mainly because she knew she had means to do it again, and to get it right this time. Teresa vowed to check on weather forecasts this time before making any grand plans. Having the one wedding rain upon was bad. Having another wet wedding would be the disaster from which she could never recover. Teresa hadn't given herself time to mope and sulk. She knew that if she let herself get in a funk and continue with negative thinking, no one would be able to pull her out. So, she had immersed herself in work. She began taking up extra shifts at the hospital so that she wouldn't have any free time to let her mind wander. Victor had been a huge support system for her throughout this time. Her amazing fiancé had spent every minute of his free time with her and was even taking her out on a romantic date that day. Teresa felt unbelievably lucky to have him in her life, even though her attempt at marrying her man had gone awry. Still, she knew that he loved her and had no doubt that they would get married for sure soon. Teresa was making the final rounds at work. She had been in her scrubs and on her feet all day, so she wasn't really looking forward to dressing up and going out. She thought that she could maybe convince Victor to stay in or keep it casual instead of going somewhere fancy. She loved her fiancé with all her heart, but sometimes his mother's influence rubbed off on him. He would take her to expensive steak and wine dinners when Teresa would have been happy with grabbing a salad and a sweet tea at any fast food restaurant. Teresa had completed her final rounds, cleaned her space at the nursing station, and was getting ready to go home. She had just started driving towards her apartment when Victor called.
Hey babe, we on for tonight?
He asked.
I'm so glad you called, babe. I just got off a 12-hour shift at the hospital, and I'm beat.
Teresa whined.
Oh no.
Victor looked disappointed.
Does this mean you're bailing on our date today?
Oh, no.
Teresa clarified.
I just hope we could stay in and cuddle, watch TV, and chill. How about it?
Victor laughed.
Watch TV and chill, huh? Sure, I'm in. I'll drop by your place around 8.
Great.
Teresa smiled.
Looking forward to it, babe.
Me too.
Victor replied.
You order the pizza, I'll bring the wine.
Actually, babe, can it be vodka instead? Not much in the mood for wine.
Victor laughed.
Oh, Teresa, you must be really tired to prefer vodka over a nice wine.
Isn't that why you love me?
Teresa teased.
Yes, that's why I love you.
He replied warmly. Teresa reached home and quickly hopped in the shower. She didn't want any of the hospital germs getting in her house. She slipped on a comfy pair of shorts and tank top towel, dried her hair. She didn't really feel like getting dressed up, so she just put on some lipstick and perfume. Half an hour later, Victor was ringing the doorbell.
Hello, love of my life.
He greeted her affectionately.
You look gorgeous.
Teresa smiled.
Tell me something I don't know.
Teresa joked.
Come on in. The food's already here. I ordered your favorite, pepperoni and cheese, and some spicy chicken wings too.
That's my kind of gal.
Victor kissed her, pleased.
I brought your favorite American light beer plus your vodka.
He said. Teresa was delighted.
You're my kind of guy,
she replied in the same tone. They settled into Teresa's couch and started browsing movies. They settled on a horror movie, Teresa's favorite genre. To her dismay, the movie starting with a wedding scene. Apparently, the bride was the monster in the movie that killed her groom.
Well, at least our wedding could have been worse,
Teresa said wryly.
Your bride could have been a demon from the depths of hell.
My bride is an angel fallen from heaven.
Victor replied.
You're such a cornball.
Teresa laughed.
No, I'm serious.
Victor replied earnestly.
I knew you were disappointed that it rained on our wedding day. I hope you didn't take it as a bad omen, and I hope it didn't put you off from marrying me.
Of course not.
Teresa dissented.
You know I'm not superstitious. If it rained, it rained. I might be a control freak, but even I should have known that I can't control the weather. Yet.
Teresa grinned. Victor wrapped his arm around her shoulder and kissed her cheek.
I know. That's why I'm so in love with you.
Victor replied.
I just wanted to make sure that you were okay and you didn't feel too upset or sad. I should know. I was pretty sad as well.
Teresa sighed.
It just wasn't meant to be, I guess. At least on that day.
Teresa paused.
Although, I know one person who was probably ecstatic that our wedding was postponed.
My mother will come around.
Victor admitted.
You'll see. She's just weary of strangers, and you're so...
Ghetto.
Teresa finished for him.
Different was the word I was looking for.
Victor said amusedly.
I don't know, babe. Sometimes I can see her looking at me as if she's thinking, what the fuck is this creature doing with my precious son?
Teresa said sadly.
Usually, I don't give a rat's ass about what people think of me. I love myself, but I really wanted your mom to like me, for your sake more than mine.
Just give her time.
Victor said earnestly.
She'll grow to love you the way I do once she gets to know you.
Teresa snorted in disbelief.
Yeah, when pigs fly. I bet she's popping bottles of champagne celebrating the fact that our wedding didn't happen.
My mother might be snobby, but she isn't that callous. She just has that old world way of thinking that anyone who comes from a different background from us is out to get us.
He sighed.
The old us against the world mentality.
Teresa leaned over and took his hand.
Now, it's us against the world. You and me and no one else.
She whispered.
You and me against the world, babe.
Victor smiled happily.
I can't wait to marry you. I love you.
Love you more.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. Time goes by so fast, I wonder if she'll remember him as she grows older without him. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 10, Double Trouble. 2 months had passed, and Judy and Teresa had gotten back into the swing of normal life. They had nursed their wounds over the weddings that never were, and now were finally prepared for round 2. Judy had no idea how she would make round 2 happen, though. She was toying with the idea of having her girls help her with another sexy car wash, though she didn't think that she could stomach Tim's presence again. Meeting the sleazy owner of the Blue Mist again was not on her agenda. Night was falling over the city and Judy couldn't sleep. Lucas was away on yet another business trip, and she felt bored. Suddenly, her phone rang, and she was happy to see it was her sister video calling.
Sis,
Judy exclaimed happily.
I'm so glad you called. I was dying of boredom. What are you up to?
Teresa laughed. Trust Judy to make an even ordinary night at home seem dramatic.
Hey, sis. Why bored? Lucas still not back?
No, girl.
Judy shook her head.
I really need to start wedding planning again. Lucas is getting restless, and I still really want to do it again. As if I'm competing on the wedding challenge.
Teresa agreed.
Same with Victor, girl. And I knew you wouldn't abandon your dream of appearing on the wedding challenge so easy.
Judy laughed.
You got that right. But this time, I need to make sure I get a dress from a reliable store. And you need to check the weather report.
Of course, girl. I will never make that mistake again.
Teresa vowed solemnly.
We need to start planning our weddings ASAP.
I know.
Judy sighed.
But what are we going to do? We had a car wash to raise money for my dress. Then the seamstress decided to ruin my grand entrance by using what felt like a battery acid mixed with glue for my alterations.
Judy complained.
Girl, the dress literally felt like it had been set aflame. I had to tear that damn thing off me. I felt like I was walking down Hell's Corridor with gasoline draws on.
I saw you, girl. You looked like you were being attacked by a swarm of bees.
Teresa sniggered.
Very funny. At least I didn't look like I had waded through Atlantic Ocean to get to my altar.
Judy retorted. Both girls giggled at the absurd circumstances.
Jokes aside, though, I have a great idea.
Teresa said with a glint in her eye.
Let's have a double wedding.
She clapped her hands in excitement.
Just think about it. It will be spectacular. We would look so amazing in our phenomenal wedding dresses standing at the altar.
Bitch, let's do it.
Judy exclaimed, feeling happier than she had in months.
I love that idea, but where will we have the wedding and how will we cover the cost?
Her smile faded.
I spent all my money on my wedding that never was.
She said, downcast.
Girl, don't even worry. I'll cover the cost.
Teresa smiled.
After all, what are sisters for? You just figure out where we're going to have the wedding and the food for the after party.
Judy perked up again, now truly excited.
Girl, it's called a wedding reception, but who cares? Okay, I could do that. Plus, I'll help with the cost as well.
She grinned.
I'm not going to let you pay for the whole thing by yourself.
Judy told her sister proudly. Teresa laughed.
Oh, I'm excited. Let's meet up tomorrow for lunch and discuss it.
Judy agreed. She felt lighter, like a huge weight had been lifted off her shoulders. She was so grateful for her sister. She couldn't wait for their awesome double wedding. The next afternoon, Judy and Teresa met up at the Roadside Cafe for lunch. It was a little cute eatery, famed for their iced coffee drinks and freshly made pasta. Judy was wearing a bright yellow bodycon dress that hugged her figure in all the right places, paired with a bright pink clutch and pink heels. She made a few heads turn as she walked in. Teresa also looked great in a pastel pink off-the-shoulder top from her favorite mall store and white pleated miniskirt. The sisters were getting quite a few admiring glances from the male clientele, but they didn't pay much attention to them. They had their double wedding in mind.
Let wedding planning part 2 commence.
Teresa announced.
I invited my girls to drop by so we could get their input.
Judy told Teresa, sipping her mojito.
I finally decided to forgive Hannah Lee after hours of her groveling and the apology gift from Gucci.
She pointed at the new designer sunglasses she was wearing and grinned. Right on cue, Judy's friends waltzed into the cafe. Holly was wearing a light blue crop top and pants combo, while Maria was dressed in a skin-tight white t-shirt with a deep V-neck and blue jeans. Hannah Lee walked in wearing a sundress, black with yellow sunflower print. They had caught the attention of all the guys in the cafe. One guy got a whack on his arm from his girlfriend as he gawked at the girls.
So girls, let's do this. Wedding, the sequel.
Holly said briskly.
We are here at your disposal. Just tell us what you need to do.
Maria nodded.
We'll do everything in our power to make sure we don't mess things up this time around. Let's figure out what we each need to do.
Hannah Lee said.
I'll take care of the entertainment. Oh, and Judy, I will have your dress appointments together. I'll call Madam Ingrid. She'll be happy to hear from us, I bet.
Teresa mused.
Okay, so that leaves us to figure out the food and venue?
Judy said.
Girl, don't you even worry. It's a new month, meaning a newly lit EBT cards and a couple of Benjamins left for my second Stimmy.
Holly laughed.
The girls and I will use our EBT cards and tips to pay for the food.
We'll do it exactly how we did it the last time. It's not like anyone actually got to taste the food.
Judy agreed.
I still need to come up with my part of the money though.
Judy sighed.
Hey, I told you, I'd be happy to foot the bill.
Teresa reminded her.
No, girl.
Judy said resolutely.
I'm going to contribute as well.
We'll do another car wash.
Maria supplied.
The drop it like it's hot car wash. We'll drop it like it's hot to wash people's cars, and they will drop their cold hard cash.
Hannah Lee whooped.
I'll talk to Tim.
Judy groaned. She wasn't looking forward to meeting sleazy Tim in his cowboy hat and stinky cigar.
I'm going to call DJ Joe crazy. Poor guy. He was so excited to DJ at my wedding. And he was good, too. He could have gotten the party popping.
Teresa said sadly.
Don't even sweat it, girl. You get a redo.
Judy hugged her.
I'm sure DJ Joe Crazy would love to do our wedding.
Their duties settled, the girls headed out eagerly to get started on the list of tasks assigned to them. Everyone was determined. Unlike in the movies, this wedding, the sequel, had to be better than the original. The girls were back in the Blue Mist Gentlemen's Club parking lot. The drop it like it's hot car wash was in full swing, and there was a long line of dirty cars waiting to get washed. Tim, the owner, was overjoyed to have the girls back in his club vicinity. He had gotten a lot of new clients after the last car wash and thought that the girls were a great promotional tool for his club.
Keep up the good work, ladies.
Tim whistled, looking at the girls soaping up dirty cars with their bikini tops. The girls had bought matching red bikini tops that day before, but they had customized the outfit in their own respective styles. Holly looked phenomenal as usual, wearing a tight white pair of short shorts with her bikini top. She was the one responsible for the promotion again and had brought in a lot of cars for the car wash. Maria was wearing a tiny denim miniskirt that Judy had caught Tim admiring as she bent over to wash the tires on a Ford Focus. Hannah Lee was wearing high-waist jean shorts with her top, and Judy had chosen a matching red wraparound skirt. Hannah Lee and Maria also planned to do another twerkathon since the last one had been a hit. Tim had been looking forward to it all day.
Ladies, let's do it. Are you ready?
Maria yelled. Holly, Hannah Lee, and Maria stood in front of a line of cars and started blasting rap music from giant speakers that they convinced Tim to lend them from the club. They started dropping it like it was hot while Judy went around collecting tips from the audience in the cars. They wrapped up the car wash as the sun was setting, casting an orange glow over the horizon. Judy and her girls gathered around their makeshift cashier's table, figuring out how much money they had made that day.
I wish I could offer to match your earnings this time, but you ladies wiped me out the last time.
Tim apologized.
Don't sweat it, Tim,
said Holly, slapping him on the back.
You let us use your parking lot for free. We're grateful.
Yeah, thanks, Tim,
said Judy.
You're gonna make me blush.
Tim replied, turning red.
So, how much money did we make?
Hannah Lee asked. Judy fanned the cash out in front of her.
That's $3,000 from the car wash and $3,000 from the twerk contest. $6,000? Not bad.
Judy smiled.
Oh, I can't let you girls leave like that after you said all those nice things about me.
Tim said emotionally.
Heck, I'll throw in some money too. Here's $2,000 as a wedding present, courtesy of the Blue Mist Gentlemen's Club.
Tim said graciously, offering a large wad of cash to Judy. Judy was genuinely touched.
Why, thank you, Tim. I'm really grateful.
Judy hugged him.
Well, don't thank me.
Tim shrugged.
You girls brought in a lot of promotion for my club. It was the least that I could do.
The girls left the venue, tired, but pleased with their day's work. Judy was exceptionally thrilled as now she could make a sizable contribution to the wedding instead of putting all the financial burden on Teresa. She just had to book the venue next, as her friends were taking care of the food for the reception, or the after party, as Teresa likes to call it. She was planning on getting it sorted the next day. The next morning, Judy woke up ready to go venue hunting. The botanical gardens were beautiful and a steal, but Judy didn't think she could face going there again. There was too much trauma. It would be mortifying to show her face there again. Teresa and she had decided on an indoor venue this time. This way, come rain or shine, at least they would be able to get married in peace. Judy had done some online research and found what could be the perfect venue. She just had to check on it in person. The venue was a beautiful mansion inside a gated community in the rich part of town. The owners of the house rented it out for events, and it was truly majestic. It had a beautiful gilded hall with high ceilings and ornate chandeliers. There was an indoor-outdoor setting where the wedding could take place inside the hall and the reception could happen outdoors next to the swimming pool. The owners offered a wedding package in which they offered the indoor and outdoor space. They can use the pool plus centerpieces for the tables and floral arrangements for $4,000. Judy was ecstatic because she got a swanky new venue and a spare cash to put towards her wedding dress. She felt it would be the perfect place to have a wedding worthy of winning the wedding challenge. Judy had finally put the nightmare of her failed wedding behind her. She couldn't wait to go dress shopping with her sister the next day.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us, so be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we could upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 11, Dream Dress, the sequel. Teresa happily sauntered into Madame Ingrid's bridal store, excited to try on new wedding dresses. Ever since that day of their double wedding had been announced, people had been hyping it up as the wedding of the season. Teresa wanted to make sure her dress looked the part. Judy trailed behind Teresa. This time the two sisters were on their own. Judy's entourage was busy cooking the food for the wedding at Judy's apartment, and Teresa would rather swim through hot garbage than invite her future mother-in-law on another dress appointment. Madame Ingrid was waiting for them in the reception, armed with glasses of champagne.
Welcome, ladies.
She trilled, beaming.
So excited to have you back. Such a shame about your last wedding, though. But I say always look on the bright side.
She gushed. Judy knew that the only bright side Madam Ingrid saw in this situation had a dollar signs on it. Still, she didn't really care. Teresa wandered into the boutique section of the store where they kept all the designer and couture dresses. Judy turned in the opposite direction towards the bargain aisle.
Where are you going, girl? The good dresses are this way.
Teresa called out. Judy groaned.
Well, I just had $2,000 to spend on my dress, so the bargain aisle is where I belong.
Judy sighed. Teresa caught her casting a longing glance at her dream dress, the same dress that she had been eyeing from the very beginning. She saw her sister sigh and turn away resolutely, marching towards the bargain aisle. Teresa sneaked a look at the price tag of Judy's dream dress and saw that the price had been discounted to $15,000. An idea forming in her mind, she'd whispered something in her consultant's ear as Judy perused the bargain dresses. Teresa had the perfect look for her in mind. She knew that she didn't want a conventional wedding dress, but she couldn't do peach again either. Browsing through rack after rack of boring pearl, ivory, and porcelain-like dresses, not really finding anything that did her justice. Contemplating a silvery white mermaid cut dress, something warm and shimmery caught her eye. Teresa turned around and gasped. In front of her, she saw the most gorgeous wedding dress she had ever seen on display. It was a beautiful gold lame gown with jeweled accents.
Glimmering gold,
Teresa murmured. She was entranced by the dress's beauty. It had jeweled straps that crisscrossed in the back, leaving it bare up to the waist. It had a sweetheart neckline held up by straps. The entire dress looked like it was made from molten gold, poured out into the form of a dress.
I want to try that one,
she told her consultant.
Ah, fine choice. That is a one-of-a-kind dress by a top Italian designer. In fact, it debuted at Milan's Fashion Week just last month.
Teresa liked the sound of that.
Perfect. Let's try it.
Before you try it on, I do want to tell you that this dress is $35,000.
The consultant said warningly. Teresa laughed.
Money ain't no object. Now, can I try on my wedding dress?
The consultant obliged quickly, happy to hear Teresa's comment. When Teresa put on the dress, she was awestruck. She couldn't believe how amazing it looked on her. The gold dress even made her skin glow. It looked beautiful against her complexion. The dress was a fit and flare, and it hugged Teresa's curves in all the right places. Teresa looked regal in it. Eyes shining, Teresa knew she had found her dress. The lame had intricate patterns all over the dress, done in gold as well so they didn't overpower the dress. It was beautiful, classy, and unconventional. Teresa was thrilled.
Let's go see it in the viewing room,
she told the consultant.
Oh, and call my sister Judy.
Judy was waiting for Teresa on the sofa in the viewing room. Glass of champagne in hand, Teresa slowly walked towards the pedestal. The dress was fitted and heavy, and it made walking a task. Still, it made her look more graceful instead of awkward.
Wow, sis.
Judy breathed.
Gold is your color.
She looked at her sister beaming in her gorgeous dress and couldn't help feeling a little jealous. Her sister would be looking like a proverbial golden goddess on their double wedding, while she would be looking like your average run-of-the-mill bargain bin discount bride.
Thanks, Judy.
Teresa smiled brightly.
What do you think? Is it glimmering gold?
She asked, twirling around to show her the back of the dress.
Absolutely dripping in glimmering gold,
Judy replied, eyes wide.
That's what I wanted to hear.
She turned to the consultant.
Jack me up, please. Remember, no veil. I'm no groom killer.
Alluding to the movie she and Victor watched together months prior.
I've got just the thing.
The assistant grinned.
In fact, it came with the dress.
She held out a beautiful hair comb, gold and wrought in the shape of a vine like a Greek headband. The leaves were adorned with little sparkling stones. The consultant set it neatly on the side of Teresa's hair, which she had twisted into a low bun. The overall effect was quite ravishing.
Oh my God, you look like a Greek goddess,
Judy said excitedly. She was happy for her sister, but she was dreading her turn. She knew everything she pulled out of the bargain aisle would look drab and dull in front of her sister's majestic dress.
Awesome!
Teresa turned to the consultant.
I'll take it. Tell Madam Ingrid to get the alteration started at once. I want the dress to look as if it was poured on my body.
The consultant hurried to oblige.
Oh, and please get my sister's appointment started.
Judy pulled a face.
As if I could follow that.
She said glumly.
Cheer up, sis.
Teresa clapped her on the back.
At least start trying stuff on. You never know. You might just find your dream dress.
Judy pulled a face but relented. She had to wear something on her big day. Might as well grin and bear it. Little did Judy know, Teresa had arranged to have some fun with Judy. She had also convinced the consultants to be in on the joke. The consultants deliberately pulled out dresses that they knew Judy wouldn't like. So when it came time to select her final dress, Judy would know the clear winner on sight. In the fitting room, Judy was trying on tea-length dresses with a vintage silhouette. The dress looked like someone had looked at a tea cozy and a doily and decided to mix the two together. Judy picked at the poofy sleeves and the lacy high neck. It was the tulle monstrosity. And the worst part, it wasn't even full length. The tight bodice fit awkwardly on her torso, and the skirt puffed out, reaching till her knees. Judy stared at herself in horror.
I look like a discarded Barbie doll from the 40s.
She said, aghast. The consultant smiled.
But this dress is a knockoff of a great Parisian designer.
She protested.
And it's only $1,000.
Judy gasped.
$1,000 for this monstrosity?
The consultant added some pins to the back of the dress to make it fit better.
Come on, at least show your sister.
The consultant cajoled Judy.
Maybe you will change your mind when you see it in the lights,
she said. Judy sighed and walked out dejectedly. Teresa took one look at her and cracked up.
Auditioning for the Vintage Housewife Challenge instead?
She cackled. Judy threw her a venomous look.
Not all of us can afford fancy-ass designer gowns like you,
she said bitterly. Teresa laughed, knowing that her sister was seething inside.
Okay, it's horrendous. Please take it off and go try something else on.
Judy stuck her tongue out at her and marched back into the fitting room. Teresa took another sip of her champagne, enjoying this immensely. In the fitting room, things were not looking optimistic for Judy. The consultant had pulled out another gown, and this time Judy was not having it. Judy didn't even know what to think. She felt dizzy just looking at it. It looked like it was made of wallpaper, with lurid pastel pink and green flowers.
Are you nuts?
She shrieked at the consultant.
There is no way in hell I'm putting that on my body.
Judy was on a rampage.
My budget is $2,000, not $20. Are you trying to tell me there's no decent white dresses anywhere in the range of this whole store?
The consultant looked scared and sheepish at the same time.
I'm sorry, Miss Judy. I'll find some suitable selections right away.
Judy glared at her.
You better. Otherwise, I'm going to set fire to the next ugly dress you bring out.
Outside in the viewing room, Teresa could hear shouting coming from the fitting room. Then she saw the consultant running red-faced towards her.
Miss Teresa, your sister threatened to burn the next ugly dress I show her. I think we should stop messing with her.
Teresa fell into a fit of giggles.
Okay.
She relented, wiping her tears of laughter from her eyes.
Show her one nice dress, and then we will discuss after that,
she said, slipping $20 in the consultant's hands as to thank you for dealing with Judy's tantrum. The consultant brought in a sheath dress, floor length and ivory. Judy breathed a sigh of relief.
This is more like it,
she announced. It did look very nice on her. It was simple but classic. This dress was fitted at her waist, making it look tiny. It fell straight to the floor, just below her hips, flaring out very slightly. Judy walked out to show Teresa, who nodded in approval.
What do you think, Teresa?
She asked.
It's nice. You look very sexy in it,
Teresa said, but there was something in her tone that didn't quite sound like it was convinced.
But
Judy asked.
But I just think it's too plain,
Teresa said.
I know, girl, but it's the best one I've seen yet in my price range. You should have seen the train wreck the consultant tried to get me to wear in the fitting room. They were a mess. It looked like it was made from upholstery that came from an old people's home.
Judy whined dramatically. Teresa laughed.
Okay, girl, you've got a point.
She conceded.
But before you make up your mind, could you please try on one more dress for me? This one is my choice.
Fine, I'll do it for you.
Judy replied. Teresa was pleased. She nodded to the consultant who led Judy to the fitting room. In the fitting room, the consultant asked Judy to close her eyes before she brought out the dress.
Why?
She asked suspiciously.
Is it that bad?
The consultant laughed.
No, trust me, it isn't.
Judy didn't entirely believe her, but reluctantly obeyed.
If you're trying to put something crazy on me, I'm gonna bunk you on the forehead.
Judy said sarcastically. The consultant slipped on a silky blindfold on her eyes and helped her into the dress. Judy could feel the dress had a big skirt and a tight corset, and the consultant was lacing her up in something fitted. She held the consultant's hand as she led her out in the viewing room. She could feel her messing with her hair as well.
Okay now, lady, don't do too much. Don't lose your job today.
Finally, she took off the blindfold. Judy looked at herself in the mirror, stunned and speechless, and then she burst out crying.
Is this my dream dress?
Judy cried, unable to believe how amazing it still looked after all this time. It was all there. The corset, the drop sleeves, the bling, the sequin veil pulled the look together to create a ravishing effect.
Why would you do this to me, Teresa?
Judy said in anguish.
You know I can't afford this dress.
The consultant stepped in.
Actually, Miss Judy, the dress has been paid for already. It's yours now.
Judy stared at her, unable to process her words.
What do you mean it's mine?
She asked, confused.
I don't have $20,000.
Well, I paid for it.
Teresa admitted.
I couldn't bear to look at you trying on those other dresses. Although entertaining, I couldn't do it, knowing what your heart really wanted. Consider it a wedding gift. And it was knocked down to $15,000. So I didn't even have to pay full price.
Judy was overwhelmed, bawling an ugly cry. She hugged her sister and thanked her profusely.
Hey, no need to cry.
Teresa said gently.
Now, we'll both look awesome on our wedding day.
Take that, wedding challenge.
Judy laughed, so grateful for her sister.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
Ever since he came into our lives, he became one of the family. But now he's gone. Time goes by so fast, I wonder if she'll remember him as she grows older without him. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him. Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 12, Here Comes the Bride. The day of the double wedding had finally arrived, and the two sisters were anxious yet excited. Judy was at the salon getting her hair and makeup done for the big day. She had asked Maria to do her hair and another co-worker to do her makeup. Hannah Lee had promised to do her nails for free as a wedding gift, and Judy was excited. She finally had a dress that she knew was worthy of winning the wedding challenge, and a unique wedding concept that had never been done before in the show. She had a feeling that if Judy could have appeared on the television show, that a win was in the bag. Her wedding was just 6 hours away, so everybody was in a rush to get ready. All of her friends were getting ready too. They had purchased brand new bridesmaids' dresses for the wedding. They were a beautiful coral pink color that suited all their complexions, but Judy had given them the freedom to choose the style and fit. Maria had styled Judy's hair like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. First, she added long extensions to give her hair volume. Then she took a curling iron to make soft waves in her hair, braiding it from the top along the crown of her head. Lastly, she then clipped her veil along the side of her braid. Instead of wearing the tiara, Judy had decided to add small silver flowers dusted with glitter to her braids. She looked like a fairy princess from another realm. Her eye makeup was flawless, with silver and white eyeshadow blended to perfection. Her wing eyeliner was on point, and she was wearing a beautiful set of false eyelashes. She had completed the look with some natural rosy blush and highlighter. With baby pink glossy lipstick, her makeup was also done to perfection. Her nails matched her dress as well. Hannah Lee had given her stiletto acrylics painted white with silvery threads of glitter. Judy was so happy. She never thought she could look so good. Her dream dress, which had just arrived the day before after the final alterations, looked like it was designed for Judy alone, and she looked amazing in it. Teresa, on the other hand, was getting ready at home. Judy had offered her to come down to the salon as well, but Teresa had declined. She loved Judy and her friends, but they could be a ruckus bunch, and Teresa wanted peace and serenity when she got ready. Plus, she was sharing her wedding with her sister. She wanted to have this experience on her own. She had called over the same makeup artist who had done her previous look. Having been very satisfied with his work, she was convinced he would do her justice. He walked into her apartment as flamboyant as ever.
Girl, you are so lucky.
He screeched.
Who gets to have 2 weddings in the span of a few months?
Teresa laughed.
I don't know if getting rained on is considered unlucky, but I am glad to get the chance to do it over again.
So let's see this fab new dress. What color is it now? Oh, is it red? Black? Are you going all goth chic?
He chattered excitedly.
No.
Teresa rolled her eyes.
Wait, let me show you.
She went inside to her bedroom and changed into her dress.
Holy mother of Beyonce.
The makeup artist exclaimed.
Yes, girl, you're slaying. Get that golden fantasy, mama.
He snapped his fingers.
Thank you, thank you.
Teresa bowed.
Now please make me look fabulous.
2 hours later, Teresa was amazed yet again. He had given her a divine golden look, even making her skin look glimmering gold. He had done her eyes up with golden and copper glitter, adding top and bottom false lashes to complete the look. He had bronzed her skin all over, making her look sun-kissed and glowing. He finished the makeover with matte, deep red lipstick, which looked beautiful with her gold eye makeup.
My work here is done.
He said with a flourish.
Enjoy your double wedding, boo.
He kissed her on the cheek and left. Teresa's hairstylist, Sam, dropped by soon after. Examining her Greek-inspired hair comb, she styled her hair into a beautiful updo, with a low bun and braids on the side. She fitted the comb to the side of her head.
Wow, you look like a Greek goddess.
Sam exclaimed.
Thanks, girl. That's the look I was going for.
Teresa grinned. After thanking her and paid her for her work, Sam left. It was almost time. There was just an hour left to her wedding, and her guests would be arriving at the mansion shortly. Judy was supposed to pick her up in a limo the girls rented together to get to the venue, and she would be there any minute. As if on cue, her phone rang.
Girl, we're here.
Judy's voice rang out.
Let's get this party started.
Teresa laughed and headed downstairs. Judy and her bridesmaids were waiting for her in the limo, armed with a bottle of champagne.
Don't spill that on my dress, ladies. We are not making it rain here inside this limo,
Teresa warned them. The girls were high in spirits as they reached the venue. They entered through the back gate so that their guests wouldn't spot them in their wedding dresses before they reached the aisle. Once in the dressing room, the girls all grouped around the mirror, adding finishing touches to their looks. Judy and Teresa stood side by side, staring at their reflections in the mirror.
Oh sis, can you believe it?
Judy whispered, eyes shining.
We always dreamed about this day when we were little, and now it's finally here. The final chapter of our wedding scrapbook.
Teresa nodded, pulling her sister into her embrace.
Just look at my beautiful girls.
The girls heard their father say. They turned around to see Robin beaming at them.
Are you beautiful ladies ready to get married?
He asked excitedly.
Let's show these motherfuckers how to do it.
His tone then changed, and he said softly,
I wish your mother was here to see you girls looking so beautiful. My little princesses are about to become queens.
The girls had lost their mother a few years earlier to cancer. They loved her dearly and wished she could be with them on their big day.
She's always here with us, Dad,
Judy said, smiling. Robin nodded, and so did Teresa.
Trust me, girls. Both young men are so lucky to have such beautiful, smart, fashionable, strong, and lovely women in their lives.
He grinned.
Now, who's ready to get married?
The girls linked their arms with their dad and made their way towards the exit. Judy's bridesmaids began entering on the arms of the groomsmen. As the maid of honor, Holly went first. She looked striking in her form-fitted, clingy coral pink bridesmaid's dress with a halter neck. Her dress had a daring slit on one side, revealing a long, toned leg. She was walking with Robert, Lucas's best man. The two had hit it off at the last wedding, and Judy was sure that after tonight, they would end up dating. Maria followed them, but this time she was paired with Larry. Maria was wearing a wispy, floaty coral pink dress with a floral headband in her hair. She looked like an ethereal wood nymph. Larry looked very handsome in his suit as well. He had cut his blonde hair and styled it nicely, and the two looked adorable walking down the aisle together. Hannalee followed them. With the last of Lucas's groomsmen, Hannalee was wearing a simple, strappy sheath dress made out of coral pink satin. She wore a matching coral pink ribbon around her hair, which fell straight and shiny down to her waist. The groomsman Connor had slicked back his long, dark hair. The two walked arm in arm down the aisle, taking their places at the end of the lineup. Finally, the music changed. DJ Joe Crazy cued Endless Love by Lionel Richie, and Judy and Teresa walked out with their father between them. He walked them to the end of the aisle and given them away with a hug. Lucas looked like he had just won the lottery when he set eyes on Judy. He couldn't believe he got to marry this beautiful woman. She looked like a fairy tale princess in her wedding dress, just the way she had always dreamed of looking. Victor was dumbfounded when he looked at Teresa, glimmering like a golden goddess on his arm. How did he ever convince this amazingly gorgeous woman to marry him? He was so happy. He felt like his heart was going to jump out of his chest. A bead of sweat hugged his forehead. Both brides and grooms turned to face the minister.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join these men and these women in holy matrimony.
Teresa and Julie smiled at their soon-to-be husbands. Teresa had lost track of what the minister was saying. She was lost in Victor's eyes.
It is now time for you to share your wedding vows.
The minister told them.
Teresa and Victor, you can go first.
Teresa gulped, feeling oddly nervous, as highlighted by her hands were shaking. She looked up at Victor and seemed to get a boost of confidence.
Victor,
she said, voice shaking.
Before I met you, I was a little rough around the edges, working long hours and living a life that didn't really have value. Yes, I was happy with myself, but I always felt like there was something missing.
She held his hands.
But the moment we met, I felt like I had found the missing part of me that I didn't know I had been missing. You completed me. I searched no more. You supplied joy to my heart in ways that I never could have imagined. My stress and anxiety of the unknown future are no longer existed. From the day I knew that we could always laugh together and that you loved me no matter what, it was in your eyes, the way you looked at me. I could never even think about being with anyone else. It's just you and me. I vow that it will always be true to you because you are a real man. You are my man, and I am forever your woman.
Teresa finished breathlessly. Victor looked at her intently.
The moment I laid eyes on you, I told myself I wouldn't rest until you would be my woman. Never have I met someone so determined, so resilient, so strong-willed, and yes, stubborn. But that's what I love about you. You never compromise on your values, and you're fearless. You're never afraid of being yourself, and you always go after what you want. I wish I could be half as strong as you, Teresa. In you, I have found not only a wife, but a partner, my infinite friend, a true equal that challenges me and excites me. I know that I will never be bored with you in my life. I vow to always keep you happy, smiling, and laughing. Because when you laugh, my soul is at peace.
Teresa looked at him tearfully, unable to believe this man was all hers. The minister then turned to Judy and Lucas.
Judy, Lucas, it's now your turn.
Judy turned to Lucas. She was nervous, but she knew she had to speak from her heart.
Lucas, ever since I was a little girl, I had always dreamed of the prince that would come and rescue me, take me away from the troubles in my life, and shower me with love. As I grew up, I started to think this would never happen. The princes only existed in fairy tales and not in real life.
She looked at him with big, adoring eyes.
But then I met you. You reminded me that there was still magic in this world. Rainbows and unicorns in the sky. You rescued me from my shyness and made me feel safe to love. It made me feel loved. You gave me hope that my dream of having my own loving family was possible.
Judy felt quite overwhelmed, but she had never been happier in her life.
You often tell me that I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for you. I promise I will always cherish you and treasure you till the end of time. I'll do my best to make you happy even when times are hard. I'll do my best to make you smile. I'll be your peace because that is what you give to me.
Judy squeezed Lucas's hands lovingly. Lucas looked at her and cleared his throat.
Judy, I'm not a very expressive man, but I'm going to speak from the heart. You're the highlight of my life. I love everything about you. The way your eyes shine when you have a new idea. The way you wiggle when you walk. How you made me watch hours of reality TV and I didn't even mind because I was so happy to be there with you. You've shown me how to be okay with just being me.
He smiled at her.
I know you're not perfect, and neither am I. But we're perfect for each other, and I promise that no matter what happens, that will never change. My love for you goes far beyond the shooting stars that encompass the moon. I'm proud to become your prince that brings your childhood fairy tale to life.
The minister passed the wedding bands after the vows were exchanged.
Lucas, do you take Judy to be your lawfully wedded wife, in sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer, till death do you part? I do.
Lucas replied.
Judy, do you take Lucas to be your lawfully wedded husband?
I do.
Judy said softly. The minister turned to Victor and Teresa.
Victor, do you take Teresa?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Victor interrupted and everybody started to laugh.
Teresa, do you?
Hell yes, I do.
Teresa blurted out. The minister laughed.
Well, in that case, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you married. You may kiss your brides.
The guests whooped and cheered as the brides and grooms shared their first kiss as married couples. In that moment, everything seemed perfect.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and means a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you'd like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us, so be kind and know that we consider you as family.
This episode is brought to you by Fond Recollections. Cherish the fond memories of your loved ones with their interactive living obituary.
He worked so hard to ensure we had a great life, but now he's gone. We miss him so much. One day our granddaughter won't remember him or how wonderful he was. Fond Recollections offers us a chance to remember him when he was young and full of life. With Fond Recollections memorial plaques and website, we can upload all our photos and videos of him.
Visit fondrecollection.com today and cherish the happy memories of your loved ones.
Chapter 13, The Wedding Challenge.
That's a good shot, guys. Now cut to camera 4.
The producer of The Wedding Challenge called over the little walkie-talkies all of the crew wore on their belts.
We have to show the brides walking down the aisle, and still do confessionals later on.
Judy's friend Holly had emailed the producers of The Wedding Challenge consistently for the past 8 months, trying to get on the show unbeknownst to her. It was her wedding gift to Judy. The producer, Branson Holt, was used to getting hundreds of applications every day. His team only selected the most outrageously grand or overwhelmingly messy and dramatic weddings. This was reality TV. Nobody wanted to see happy, well-adjusted couples getting married in a modest setting. He had selected the Davis weddings twice. Judy's first wedding, which ended in a major wardrobe malfunction, Branson still couldn't believe his luck. This was ratings gold. And the Davis double wedding, which was a unique angle and that the show had never covered before. Branson had planned to splice together the footage of the two weddings to highlight the stark differences between a disastrous wedding and the amazing double wedding, which was a worthy contender to win the wedding challenge. The main wedding ceremony had just ended. The couples exchanged their vows and said, "I do." He had gotten amazing footage of the brides in their wedding dresses, which were some of the most eye-catching dresses to ever debut on the show. The wedding party had now moved outdoors, next to the pool for the reception to begin. Teresa Davis had managed to snag one of the hottest DJs in town, DJ Joe Crazy, and he was getting the party jumping with his master mix tunes. The producer signaled for his cameraman to pan the room. The camera captured the beautiful decor and the candle lights floating in the swimming pool. There was a large dance floor with strobe lights, a 360 photo booth, and an open bar. The scene was set. It was time for the couples to walk in. Judy and Teresa walked in with their husbands, beaming at their guests. It was finally time for the after party, Teresa thought excitedly. They had so many awesome surprises planned for their guests, and they were excited to get the party started. The fireworks were a surprise, even for the girls. Robin had arranged it with their husbands because the sisters had always loved fireworks as children. Maria popped a bottle of champagne, which was the signal for Robin to start the fireworks display.
Oh my God. Judy!
Teresa exclaimed, watching the fireworks bursting in the sky.
They are so beautiful.
Judy whispered. Everyone was entranced by the fabulous display, especially when the fireworks spelled out, "Just married," in pink and gold sparks in the sky. Branson almost wet himself in excitement. He could see his rating explode with each spark in the sky. Once the fireworks display was over, it was time to toss the bouquet before the couples made their way to the dance floor. Standing on the steps that connected the indoor and outdoor areas, Judy and Teresa turned around while all unmarried female guests gathered underneath the steps. Judy tossed her pink orchid and baby's breath bouquet first. There was a clamoring amongst the girls, and after quite a rigorous elbowing, Holly successfully caught the bouquet.
Yes, bitch, it's mine.
She cried in excitement.
I'm going to be next.
The crowd was roaring with laughter. It was Teresa's turn next. She tossed her marigold bouquet into the waiting horde, and this time it was Hannah Lee that caught the bouquet.
I'm gonna be married,
She shrieked. Maria pouted.
I wanted one too.
Holly punched her playfully in the arm and said,
Bitch, you single as fuck. Wait your turn.
Branson signaled the cameraman to zoom in on the exchange. He knew that after the editing, this little exchange would seem like an insane cat fight to his viewers.
Ratings gold.
He thought gleefully. The bouquet toss was for the ladies, and now it was time for the eligible gentlemen to gather around for the garter toss. Lucas's groomsmen and Victor's friends all gathered around Teresa and Judy and sat in their chairs in the middle of the dance floor grinning. It was Judy and Lucas's turn first. Lucas made a show of crossing himself before he dived underneath Judy's huge skirt. Judy playfully kicked her leg up, and she could feel Lucas kissing her thigh next to her garter. She couldn't help but blush as the crowd looked on gleefully. Lucas clamped her silver and white garter around his teeth and slowly pulled it down her leg. Once he got it over to her shoe, he waved it around triumphantly to show the crowd, to wild applause. He swung it around rodeo style and flung it into the crowd. Robert, being taller than everyone else, quickly snatched it out of the air. The crowd whooped and cheered as he winked naughtily towards Holly, who smiled when she saw it.
We might have another married couple very soon.
DJ Joe Crazy hollered over the mic. Next, it was Victor's turn. Since Teresa's dress was tight, he slowly slid it up to reveal her leg and the garter. There were a lot of ooh-la-las from the guests, but Teresa and Victor took it in their stride. He rolled her lacy gold garter off her leg and tossed it into the crowd. This time it was caught by a surprised Larry, who looked like he couldn't believe that it landed on him. DJ Joe Crazy announced that it was time for the couple's first dance. Teresa and Victor took to the floor as they danced to their song, We Both Deserve Each Other's Love, by the band LTD. Once the song ended, Judy and Lucas took to the floor, dancing to For the Love of You by the Isley Brothers, because it always made Judy emotional. After the first dance was over, the guests took to the dance floor and the party kicked off in high gear. Judy and Teresa took that opportunity to slip away inside. They had a surprise for their wedding guests. The sisters had asked Madame Ingrid to make special alterations to their dress so they were easier to wear for the reception. Judy could untie the large dramatic skirt from her ball gown, revealing a sleek sheath with a slit underneath. Judy wanted to be able to dance on her wedding, really get down, and the cumbersome ball gown would make that impossible. Teresa also had a 2-in-1 reveal for her reception or after party. Her gold goddess dress had 2 layers of fabric. The top layer with all the heavy embellishment and stonework can be unzipped and removed, leaving a short cocktail-length lame skirt underneath. This freed her legs and she could dance the night away without being weighed down by her dress. Outside, Branson was frantic. He was getting footage of the guests and the grooms but couldn't get the brides anywhere. Suddenly, the strobe lights changed into one spotlight, aimed towards the entrance of the room. Judy and Teresa appeared in their modified dresses and Branson's jaw dropped along with the guests.
Are you guys having fun?
Teresa screamed.
Let's get lit, bitches.
Their guests burst into wild applause and the girls dragged their husbands to the dance floor and started dancing like there was no tomorrow. Music was pumping, booze was flowing, and the guests were well fed. Branson was impressed by the selection of food at the wedding: beef, chicken, and seafood, along with many hors d'oeuvres and desserts. This was truly a wedding worthy of their show. He started walking around trying to look for people sober enough to record experiences. When he met Robin and dragged him into a quiet room, they had turned into a confessional.
So Robin, what can you say about your daughters on this day?
Branson asked him. Robin proudly said,
Both my daughters are different as night and day. However, they are the most loving, caring, resourceful women I know. Did you know that Judy managed to raise the funds for this wedding by organizing a car wash? You can ask her friends about it. Judy and Teresa paid for the entire wedding themselves. Judy is a hairstylist and Teresa is a nurse. Even though her sister makes better money, Judy still contributed to this wedding. I'm so proud of them. I wish their mom had been here today to see how amazing her two little girls have grown up to become.
Robin wiped his eyes. Branson thanked him and let him rejoin the party.
Yeah, we had 2 car washes behind the Blue Mist Gentlemen's Club.
Hannalee and Maria told Branson in their joint confessional.
First was the sexy car wash for sexy dresses, and the second one was the drop it like it's hot car wash. We raised about 10 grand the first and 6 grand for the next.
The girls looked proudly at the camera.
Oh, and we also held a twerkathon.
Maria said.
Wanna see?
They echoed and started twerking for the camera, hammering it up for the 15 minutes of fame. The couples gathered around the wedding cake, a beautiful 4-tiered white and gold confection with little sugary flowers and butterflies. The cake was unique because instead of having one couple at the top, it had 2. Branson had all the footage he needed. As the night ended, he gathered his crew and asked the couples to join them at the altar. The guests all gathered around as the host of the wedding challenge, Link Monroe, turned to face the camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the season finale of the Wedding Challenge, and we are here at the Davis Double Wedding Extravaganza. Having reviewed 13 weddings this season, the time has come to announce who has won the Wedding Challenge.
The host paused dramatically as the camera cut to show the other weddings' locations.
Will it be the Parker's Destination Wedding in the Bahamas? Will it be the Rodriguez Old Hollywood themed wedding? Last but not less in any sense, will it be the Davis Double Wedding? And now, the winner of this year's The Wedding Challenge is the Davis Double Wedding Extravaganza!
Judy and Teresa shrieked in excitement. Their guests roared and cheered in celebration as the Wedding Challenge crew popped party poppers. The host handed a giant check worth $100,000 to Judy and Teresa.
Congratulations to the winning couples. Any idea how you're going to spend all this money?
Judy grinned.
A few, but that's for me and my sister to decide with our husbands.
The host smiled.
That's it for the Wedding Challenge, folks. Tune in next season to see what we have in store for you next.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you had fun or picked up anything from this episode, please assist us by hitting the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. You can also comment and share our content. These small things really help our channel and mean a lot to us. Also, special thanks to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the heartbeat of this channel, and we can't thank you enough for being so generous. If you would like to join our Patreon community, please click on the link below. You can contribute as little as $5 per month. You can get all kinds of perks. You can even buy merchandise of your favorite characters at our shop store. Click on the link provided below. That's going to do it for now. Until next time, remember you are cherished by us. So be kind and know that we consider you as family.